SDPN is proud to once again be a part of the 5K fundraiser this June in support of the Get Real movement and Rainbow Railroad. We'd love your support. You can click the link in the description to donate. And of course, that means that we've got to do our own virtual 5K, which, Jesse, what are we doing this year?
We're going to be on the ice.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing shenanigans on the ice. If you haven't seen our video from last year, you should go watch it. Just search up our 5K on the channel. But we got to come up with our competitions that we need to do to collect points to reduce our 5K laps that we have to do around the ice at the end. It's a whole shebang. Like, wait for it. You're going to enjoy it.
We'll take if you have any thoughts, like if you have any suggestions that you want to put us through the ringer or whatever, please do send it to us. And you know what? Maybe we can combine two different eras of our 5K Rainbow Railroad marathon and bring the kayak to the ice. Can we bring Steve's kayak?
What are the rules by the City of Toronto Ice Rink Association?
You know what?
About
Is
having
Olivia
a
Chow going to
kayak?
be there? She's not going to be there.
About having a kayak on the
Come out to Durham, Jesse.
Yeah.
No rules.
Yeah.
No rules.
we got to ask.
So click the link. Help us get to $5,000 this year. Get Real Movement, Rainbow Railroad. We'd love your support. Click to donate, and let's start the show.
SDPN, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Let's go!
You know, I was going to start us with that bonkers Saturday night Stanley Cup game.
You could.
But
You could.
we just found out via the Detroit Free Press what Dylan Larkin's 3-team trade list is. And I, to be honest with you, I think I need it. I need it in my life.
You don't know.
I don't know what it is.
And Jesse, you don't know.
And
No.
and Dylan Larkin, just so everybody knows, asked for a trade a while ago, but it leaked at the combine. And, I don't believe the team is thrilled about that. It would seem as though they probably are not thrilled by that. And a lot of people are going, well, who did the leak? Was it Larkin's people? Well, they would have something to gain. Sure. You know who else would have something to gain? Any other team that is in the Dylan Larkin sweepstakes to put the screws to Detroit. Because instantly, when a player has no trade protection, they're working on a trade to quietly move him out of town. What always happens is that, in perception, drops their value. Although, him with 5 years left at a cost-controlled number and he's 30 years old, or he's not even 30, he's 29. I don't know. I think people are still going to pay a lot of money for him.
I don't know who it came from. I don't know, or I do know who it didn't come from. Steve Yzerman.
Yeah.
No shot.
Yeah.
So here it is. I just can't wait for your reaction.
Hold on. Can I guess?
No.
I'm not allowed to guess?
Okay, you go ahead.
All right.
We need 3 teams from you and 3 teams from Jesse.
Vegas, Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning.
Got it?
Oh, that's good. Minnesota, Florida,
Say
Tampa.
No, Nashville. Okay, interesting. All right.
Neither of you got all 3.
Okay, but we did get some.
I didn't say that. From Helen St. James, the Free Press has learned from a person within the NHL granted anonymity because they are unauthorized to speak publicly that these are the 3 teams on Larkin's list in no particular order. I'm not going to read all the reasons, but the 3 teams are. I mean, they were a lottery team this year, right? The Florida Panthers.
Of course.
Just another really struggling franchise. The Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, okay. There you go. And I guess it's not Tampa.
This team lost in 5 this year. They stink. Minnesota Wild.
Hey, so we got all
We
3
collectively did.
Yeah.
in combination. Yeah.
Okay.
Man. All right.
Well, the Wild.
Sure.
I know CJ was saying on his show, he's like, I don't know how they get the pieces together. But if you're only limited to 3 teams, when I look at the packages, Florida could offer Sam Miskevich, but they'd have to offer a lot more than Sam Miskevich.
Yeah, that's just not even close.
But I liked Urov, Stramel, and somebody suggested it could be like Wallstead too.
Wallstead or Gustafson.
I would not trade Wallstead now.
Yeah, you could pry Wallstead from my cold dead hands if I'm Minnesota. With Florida, I saw someone suggest Lundell, and I'm like, I wouldn't do it. He's so young and so ridiculously good. Look at his number.
Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah.
That's fire my agent Hall of Fame. Makes like $5 million. What are you doing? And
you've already won with him.
And then Vegas.
But like to me, it's like, okay, is it like, for Florida, Mackie Samoskevich and Carter Verhaeghe? Is it Evan Rodriguez? Like somebody's going to be a cap casualty in Florida. We thought it was going to happen last year, but then Barkov got injured. They got the LTIR space and they didn't have to trade anybody off their roster.
Oh,
I think because they're Florida, everything kind of works out for them. $10 million that Sergei Bobrovsky is making has come off the books.
You're right.
They are not squeezed for the cap anymore.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But who's the goalie?
Your goalie.
Well, who cares?
The team.
Is it Bob on a cheap number?
Oh, now Jesse's talking my language. So you're not saying they walk away from Bob. You're saying crime.
He's 37 years old.
And he's going to sign for like 6 times 3.
Is he going to ask for $10 million? No.
Oh my God.
Maybe he signs for $1 million because he loves Florida so much.
Maybe we just take a few years off.
No, you know what?
Maybe we just become a GTA 6 channel for a while.
Let the villains be villains. We got to let the villains be villains here.
Okay, but like they're going to win all of the time, though.
Well, if they
time.
could stay healthy, they are an old team.
You might win a regular season against them that we talk about for years, like the Raptors beating Jordan.
See, I know you're taking the depression angle on this one, and I understand that. But I look at who needs to get this done the most. It's the Wild. The Wild need this, which is why they're going to, right? They added Quinn Hughes, right? They added, I think they're going to try to re-sign Michael McCarron, which makes a lot of sense. He was super useful for them. The thing they're missing, the one thing, is this guy. That's the thing. Like otherwise,
Larkin, Eriksson Ek.
And then Hartman too. Hartman, who was playing top line minutes in the playoffs against Nathan McKinnon.
And then Eriksson Ek, who you didn't even have.
That's what I'm saying. Like you need to, if you're Bill Guerin, I think Bill Guerin knows like you need to get this done. And I just don't know, like Florida's got a really high round pick and like, they're in the top 10 in the draft. They could offer that. Right.
So 9th, I like what you said with Verhaeghe. So 9th, Samoskevich, Verhaeghe, is that enough?
I don't know. And then
That's
then
pretty
able
good
to
package.
Are you able to clear that cap? Because I think isn't Verhaeghe at $7 million or something like that?
7 and a bit, I think.
So if you were to clear, and Samoskevich, I don't even know, but let's say you're clearing $8 to $10 million in cap with that move, then you can re-sign Bob. If you believe, and Florida's going to have to make a call here, if they believe Bob at 39 can still do it. Now,
he can.
I would take that chance.
He can.
But
37. I just
37. Okay, sorry, Jess. So
I think the Minnesota thing makes the most sense. I think that's where you're going to get the most value. And one part I think we underrated is that Steve Yzerman will be ruthless with this and won't get bullied by the other general managers. He's not somebody I think that people are going to be able to take advantage of because of this situation. If he wants to make it hard on Larkin, I think he will. Because he does have the control in that Larkin is under contract. And I know Larkin doesn't want to play there anymore, but Yzerman will play the hardest of hardballs to make sure he gets a good deal.
We'll see at camp kind of hardball?
Yeah.
Well,
if it comes to that, I don't think it will. I think there will be a team that's willing to pony up what it actually costs for Dylan Larkin, and he's going to get that. But if it doesn't, Yzerman's not going to be bullied.
And then there's like, so the only one who can play hardball a little bit is if the Red Wings are enticed by the Panthers package we just talked about, because there's a time limit on that, right? Like that pick is coming up in a couple weeks. Here's the thing. GMs make deals all the time because they're on the verge of getting fired. Mm-hmm. At this point, what would it take for Steve Yzerman to get fired?
Nothing.
He's not getting fired.
What if he took a dump on the Red Wings logo at center ice?
Maybe then.
Maybe he just really had to go. Yeah. Like, I'm sure the Illich family could be like, maybe he just really had to go.
Exactly. Like, what if there was a reason for it?
That's, at this point, anyone, like, listen, we said this a few years ago and people were like, hey, now, enough time has passed and enough life has been lived. There is nothing Steve Yzerman could do to get fired. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Any human being not named Steve Yzerman would have been fired years ago. Definitely after this news came out. So he can afford to play hardball because he's not going anywhere.
I think he's got a lot of leverage here, and that plays into this whole situation. So don't think that some team is going to fleece the Red Wings for Larkin.
Right.
Which is why I still do think that.
I really like what the Wild have in terms of a package because unless the 9th overall pick's involved, which is pretty great, you can even you can even trade that 9th overall pick if you're Detroit. But having Urov and Stramel, who both are supposed to be middle six centers in the league when they top out, that's a good start.
Yeah.
And having a goaltender like I'm going to say it's not going to be Wallstead.
I'll say Gus.
Gus, right? Then you have Gus and Gibson. The thing is, then you have to replace Dylan Larkin, which you can't, and because it's not going to be JT Compher, who's your it might have to be in the meantime, but
I think
you have no top line center.
I mean, they do love overpaying a third line center. So congratulations, Detroit Red Wings, Scott Laughton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
And it hurts my heart.
Yeah, me too.
That hurts my heart a lot. I think the Wild can put together a good package for this player. I just don't think they can put together a good package for the Red Wings, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but can Vegas? What can
that
Vegas
one's
do?
okay. I'm sure you want to go there. You're looking at. I'm trying to think of the young players they have. They have like Trevor Connolly, who has had a good AHL season.
Well, and they're not going to deal William Karlsson after the playoff he's had. And Jack Eichel's there.
Maybe.
And and then Thomas Hertl, you're definitely not going to do.
I'm sure they would try.
Yeah, but Steve Yzerman isn't going to take Thomas Hertl. He's not. And Thomas Hertl's got trade protection, and he's not going to go.
I know. I don't think this is going to happen. I think it's too early. And I know Vegas is 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup. I think at the first opportunity, they're going to throw Mark Stone in the garbage.
Really?
Throw him in the dumpster.
Why do you say that?
Because they're the Vegas Golden Knights and don't give a flying fuck.
But he's not a centerman. They're going to need centerman back, right? Yeah, okay. You wanted to get your Vegas point in there. I get that. But in the Detroit context, but Mark Stone's not going to Detroit.
No, but we're trying to free up money and we're taking a roster player off. And Vegas is always going to do what makes the most sense for Vegas.
Right. Okay.
Right. So they're going to look at, who is an oft injured piece?
It'd be Hertl or Stone.
It'd be Hertl or Stone. Put it this way. I think if you're coming up with a Vegas package and you start by naming a good player, you're doing it wrong. If you start by naming a good player who has no red flags, because Mark Stone is obviously an elite player, but there are red flags. I think you're just doing it wrong. It's Vegas. They're always going to do what's best for Vegas.
But I don't think they're going to make themselves worse. And Mark Stone is such a good player that getting rid of him would make yourself worse.
Right? Which is why I don't think it's now.
Yeah.
Eventually they're going to do it, just not now.
Well, he's signed to next season, $9.5 million. And then after that, hopefully you get some sort of lesser veteran deal because he wants to stick around in Vegas. So
just let him walk.
It all might just work out for them.
Yeah.
If he doesn't think like, I need to make another $8 million when I'm 35 on this next deal, and he's like, I can make $4 million and just go win another couple cups with Vegas. Like, I could see that working itself out.
Anyway, congrats to new Detroit Red Wing Aiden Hill.
No, I don't think so. There's no way. I think Jesse's right. This is going to be this is going to be intense.
This is why Yzerman's not going to get fleeced, and we name all the reasons, and I'm like, yeah. And then you look at the 3 teams, and I'm like, yes, he is.
No, but he doesn't have to just deal with those 3 teams.
Yeah, those are those teams right now.
31 teams to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think somebody's going to offer something really nice for Dylan Larkin because of everything we know about that contract and the player he can be. And how elite of a second line center he can be on like a really, truly good team.
Wouldn't you pick your top 3 first? And if the team comes to you and says, well, we just can't get a deal done there, then you go, okay, give me 3 more. Like, that's how this stuff usually happens.
Now, there's a couple other ways it could go. And Detroit starts hot, and which they often do. And you know what? I like it here.
I think it gets done before that.
It's fine. Or it gets done before.
Or like he doesn't touch the ice.
Like, okay, you can't.
Or he doesn't touch the ice.
Can he go back and be captain?
No.
If he's still on the team next year, no.
It's this. Yeah, you're getting into it. So either he doesn't touch the ice and it gets ugly, or he does touch the ice and it gets ugly. Boy. Again, any other GM in this situation is completely screwed, but Yzerman's completely Teflon and unfireable, apparently. So this is, I wish I had a stone cold opinion on this. Yzerman is such an exception to every rule in this situation. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. Minnesota, I think, can put together an interesting package. Florida can put together an interesting package. Vegas, I can't wait to see whatever the hell they come up with.
Adam, adjacent question for you to this whole conversation.
Give it to me.
What do you think about the franchise mentality of keeping a person who's in charge for the continuity of the team? So your favorite football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they did this for 30 years twice, and then almost went the same route with Mike Tomlin, where we have a head coach who's in charge. They had 3 head coaches in, 60 years?
In their entire history.
70 years-ish. Because they said, okay, no matter what, we're going to win the continuity battle. We know our people. We know how to do this, and we're going to run our franchise.
And every single one of those coaches won a Super Bowl.
Yes, and it turned out successful. That's the bar we're judging everything at, and they won Super Bowls.
And so they're like Mike McCarthy.
Well, now it's a little different, but it seems like Detroit's kind of running it the same way, where it's like, regardless of the actual success on the ice here, we're going to keep the continuity because we trust this guy and he's going to be here forever.
Yep.
Do you think that's a good way to just keep running it back and just betting on we're going to get success because everything's kind of having the same franchise ethos?
If you're getting results, sure. I mean, the one thing I'll say about the Steelers is they, for better or for worse, they make the playoffs every year and they get their asses handed to them. Like they get cooked every year in that wild card game, but they make it. And Detroit, the fans, I'm watching the reaction today, and I was watching it this weekend.
It's visceral.
It's heartbreak. It's anger. It's like even Frege was on NHL Network. He's like, Frege in his very understated way was like, I acknowledge that Detroit fans seem to be going through it right now. Oh, you think? Yeah. It's meltdown city.
Which is weird because this is only the second time we've ever seen an NHL fan base get angry.
Yeah, ever. The first being Toronto.
That's so nuts.
I can't believe.
Isn't that nuts?
I can't believe the fans would drive him out of town like that. No, I'm kidding.
You know how many people earnestly believe that? Anyway, sorry.
My point is, Jesse, that I think if Yzerman was getting them to the playoffs and they just weren't getting it done, or they just weren't good enough, I think that would be a heck of a lot better than this. And what you know what I mean? Like it's weird. It's the Detroit Red Wings season to me is almost like you had to go to the bathroom for so long and you finally find a toilet and it's out of order. Like it's just there's just this, I gotta pee.
It's more akin to the episode of Beavis and Butthead where they both forget how to pee. Yeah,
there you go.
Which I'm dating myself with Beavis and Butthead, but
this was a fan base that when we grew up, playoffs were automatic. It was every year, and it didn't matter if there was a cap or not. They still had a great, well-run group. It's I understand the continuity thing, Jesse, but at a certain point, you got to show me that the continuity is worth continuing. Like, what are we continuing here?
Could it be that hockey, it doesn't really work in this sport? Because David Poile was the general manager of the Predators for 26 years.
Yep.
And they made the Cup Final once. They have no championships to show for it. And then that's kind of just where the franchise is.
And he's basically universally beloved?
Yeah. But there was no winning there in Nashville. So maybe it just doesn't translate with
I think it can. You look at Lou Lamoriello's run in New Jersey.
They won.
And that was and they won. They did win though. That's the thing.
And they won somewhat early into his tenure, if I remember.
And then late in Lamoriello's tenure, they did go to the finals. Yeah. People forget the David Clarkson, Kovalchuk, unstoppable line. They lost, but they got back.
Herder had like a 960. Is that playoff run?
Was just a stupid.
It was
stupid,
ridiculous. He's like, I got one more in me.
That was
and it was an all timer.
That run was like. It's weird to think about that because everybody was like, yeah, like this is it though. Right? Like everybody kind of knew. And when they got there, it was like, what are you doing here?
Martin said no.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I look at Dylan Larkin and just from an outsider's perspective and Wings fans, I said this on Friday and I believe it. The person you ought to be mad at is number 19. And his number's in the rafters. Dylan Larkin, after 10 years and 7 total playoff games or 5, has every right to say, okay, uncle.
So you're on this is Yzerman's fault.
I 100 think it is.
I think his job.
There's probably blame to go around. Yeah. Like we don't know.
I mean, he was on those teams. I get that. But do we ever sit here in this room and earnestly say, boy, the Detroit Red Wings are really well built? I understand what the point is here. Because I can tell you that if you say anything else other than no, we're lying. Every year I go hard at them in the preseason.
Yeah.
And every year I'm fucking right. Because it's what are you?
Here's what I'll say, and I understand it. there's a complete business argument. There's a human element argument.
Yeah.
Like, it's difficult to look at the Detroit Red Wings and what they've been over Dylan Larkin's tenure and be like, this is all on Dylan Larkin, that piece of crap. Can't believe he would do this. But what I will say is, like, it hurts when it's your captain. It does. It does. Like, the idea that Matthews will be interested in leaving, like, that hurts. Dylan Larkin, that hurts. It hurts when, like, even Erik Karlsson was, like, sort of semi-forced out.
Yep.
And fans were like, we get it.
Yep.
We get it. We'll miss you. This hurts. That sucks. Take care. And they got Tim Stützle out of it. There's been some revisionist history on the Matt Sundin stuff because he wasn't always universally beloved as Leafs captain.
No, he certainly wasn't.
He was not. And there are some people who, like, are still bitter towards the way that it ended.
Yep.
But when you read I keep talking about his book, but you read his book, he, until the last moment, believed he could do it in Toronto. He was the captain. They wanted to trade him. He wouldn't let them do it. Was that dumb? If you look at that from a pure video game winning perspective, he could have got the team assets. He could have gone somewhere and competed for a cup and won a cup. Yes. But you're looking at it with logic, and there's nothing romantic about logic. There's nothing.
Well, I think
there's no heart in logic.
I think Larkin's being logical. I think he looked at.
I know, and it's boring.
Okay,
right?
Fair enough. Because
the romantic thing is, I am the captain of this team. I bleed red and white. I am the crest. I carry
Michigan.
the torch. I'm from Michigan. Even though at the big house he was wearing a Leaf toque and all that. We've all seen that picture going around.
We aired it on our program.
We sure did.
We did. Going around, we're all looking for the guy who did this. I understand the fan element of why are you leaving? You're our captain. I totally understand it.
Yep.
Does it make any sense? Yeah, if you're a bit of a jerk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
understand his reasons, but whatever happened to romance?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I got to say
Am I wrong? Am I being a tiny child about this?
I don't think so. I do want to say that this very easily could have been the Leafs.
Could have been a lot of teams.
No. It could have been the Leafs.
No.
Because if we don't get that first overall pick, that's in Boston, just like the Red Wings pick is in St. Louis. And our captain could have asked for a trade and was real close.
It becomes a lot harder to blame him.
This is the point, right? We were that close to being the Detroit Red Wings too here. Mm-hmm. And so, my sympathy goes to them. And I feel like there's an opportunity here to turn the page for Detroit as well. This is why I hope Jesse's right and this doesn't drag the whole summer, because A, nobody wants to do a trade video in August. But B, the other thing is I think that maybe some new fresh blood in that dressing room, guys that haven't proven themselves, or are pissed that they got traded or whatever, maybe that can bring that dressing room together. Dylan Larkin, cold light of day, looked at it and said, what chance do we have when Buffalo, Montreal, and Florida, Tampa, and then Florida coming back all look like they're gonna be great, and then it's like maybe us, maybe Toronto, maybe Boston, and I don't know who
Ottawa.
Ottawa, who made the playoffs.
You didn't include Ottawa.
Like, I would put Ottawa in the playoffs over Boston next year if they can get their goaltending sorted out. I would.
You made a great point. That's a really good point, Adam. Like, if I'm Steve Yzerman, I say nice 2-team list. And Larkin goes, it's 3. And I go, over my dead body, am I trading you in division?
You don't trade him to Florida. You don't.
Over my dead body.
Yeah, I won't even call Bill Zito.
So we've already talked about, okay, Florida can put together a compelling package. Okay, but I'd rather die than send you there. I'm Steve Yzerman. I've lived a good life. I'd rather die than send you there. Then there's Vegas. They have nothing.
Mm-hmm. You have the rights to Rasmus Anderson, signing rights.
All right, so pack your shit to Minnesota. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Signing rights to Rasmus. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I also want to throw that out there. We got to talk about him again. But
no, I know. But I don't know. I'd sooner.
I don't know.
Man,
now let me run this by you.
If he's any other guy, he's pretty much screwed.
Let me run this by you. So I think that this team list will widen. I don't think this is where this is going to stay, because Bill Guerin, knowing what you just said, I'm not trading him to Florida, and I know Vegas can't give him anything. So I'm going to offer my best deal and know that I can wipe the floor with those.
How about Yurov and a fourth goof?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, not even Yurov. Stremel.
Yeah, I don't know. Which one do you think is going to be better?
The college kid. I'll give you the kid that's never played the NHL. Go ahead, have fun. One of the things Jonas Siegel floated this weekend was, what do you think about, Matthew Nyes' name was out there. Would you do a Nyes for Larkin, not 1-for-1, but would you do a package that put those two together?
Again, though.
It's in division.
Right. What else is Detroit giving Toronto?
So that's how you feel about it, because there's a lot of Leaf fans in the comments of that article going, please don't trade this player. What are we doing here?
Can we stop?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are we done?
I don't want to trade him either.
Stop it.
Unless it's Nemec coming back the other way. I like Nemec. I would talk Nemec.
Here's the problem. A lot of people have seen all the rumors and they're like, oh, okay, well, he's getting traded. Mm-hmm. So what would be the best package for Matthew Nyes? And I'm here going, I don't even care if it's inevitable he's going to be traded. I won't let my brain think it. I only try to think happy thoughts. I know. It's something my therapist told me to try. I'm not trading Matthew Nyes.
I also think we need to regroup on the Matthew Nyes being traded thing, because that was Brad Treliving. Brad Treliving was actively trying to move Matthew Nyes because that's the only thing you do to kind of flip the franchise upside down and get a bunch of assets. John Chaika has shown no indication that he wants to trade Matthew Nyes.
There is an unbelievable amount of noise on social media about what the Leafs are doing, and I'm going to say it. I don't think anyone knows what the fuck they're talking about.
No, so
all these guys are they're tapped in with John Chaika.
Yeah,
all these guys are tapped in with. No, they're not.
Not a single one.
No, they're
not.
not.
Much of it is still based on what Brad was working on, and he no longer works here. Yeah. So we need to move on and have new. What is John Chaika doing? Mm-hmm. And I don't think we know that yet.
And I agree with that. Just to put it out there, let's say Brad is still running the franchise. My question is, God. Why? Maddie
what did you say,
why?
Maddie?
I said why.
Great question.
Because it always comes back to this. It always comes back to this, Maddie. It's a good question. He's the most tradable asset. He's got a cost control deal. He's a force of nature. He probably gets, on a healthy year, 30 goals, 70 points, and is a brick shithouse. Like, he's just a monster. He's a big person. We've all seen him in person.
Connor McDavid is Edmonton's most tradable asset.
I've seen Chris Tanev in person, and Chris Tanev looks like a slender man, right? Mm-hmm. And you'd think Chris Tanev's a tough defenseman. He is. Matthew Nyes does not. Matthew Nyes is like, he's big.
He's got quads for a neck.
Absolutely, can fly with his lats.
Yeah.
And he just glides down at the rink. But my thing is, if you were to trade him, no matter what you're getting back, you're just creating a hole that you would then need to fill with him. Right? Like, sometimes you do trade from a strength to address a weakness. I don't think power forward's a strength. Is it a strength for the Leafs? Do they have, no. They haven't had a good power forward, honestly, since Zach Hyman.
They don't have a Matthew Nyes. So why did you keep the Matthew Nyes you have?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Like, I get why Minnesota would trade one of their goalies. They have a lot of goalies.
The Leafs should trade a goalie.
They should trade a goalie. Problem with the Leafs goalies is they're not worth as much as the Wild goalies are.
Yeah, but we got 4 of them.
Yeah.
All right. Tonight, starting lineup, we got Dylan Larkin down the middle. And on the wings, 2 guys from the Cincinnati Cyclones.
Yeah.
It's like, you need guys to play the wing, man. Yeah. No, I'm not doing it.
I just don't think Chaika's looking at Matthew Nyes and being like, that's what I'm doing here.
I don't think so either.
I don't believe it. I think Leaf fans, you're getting is really scared because it's a cool trade builder. It's like, all these different packages around the league, and the Montreal thing leaks out and everybody's jumping on that. But I don't think in reality right now the Leafs are actively shopping Nyes.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I got asked about...
Don't let them scare you. Like, that's all. So many people out there are just trying to scare Leafs fans.
You know what? That's Jonas Siegel. The scariest of them all. Jonas. We're on to you. Jonas.
He's terrifying.
He does that podcast with Slenderman. No, we love those guys. I think the thing is,
I don't think I've ever heard Myrtle raise his voice.
I haven't either. Does he get mad? He doesn't get mad.
I've played hockey with him. Like, if he's gonna send you, hey, can you pass it? Like, I don't think I've ever even heard him raise his voice.
Well, I think it was a thought exercise with Jonas, but I hope the Leafs are a little bit more creative than that. Now let's take a second here. Do the BetMGM big story. BetMGM is an official sports betting partner of the National Hockey League and has everything you need for the 2026 playoffs. And here's the deal: Hart Trophy is the last one to be announced, and for it feels like the fourth year in a row. It's probably third. Kucherov, McKinnon, McDavid. Who else would it be? Now,
well, last year Hellebuck won it.
Yeah, I know, but we don't like to mention that on this show.
He was the wrench in that
because we don't upset Jesse. But before that, McKinnon and McDavid won. Kucherov did win in 2019. I feel like much in the way that John Cooper has his Revenant Jack Adams Award, I think this year it's going to be Kucherov, but he might actually deserve it more than John Cooper did this year.
I think they go back to Connor.
You do, eh?
I think it's Connor.
I mean, the Oilers are nothing. Like, they're not. I mean, what are they going to be without Connor?
He just won the Ted Lindsay. That's why I think this is relevant. But I don't know. I think because he won the point battle after all of the back and forth between them, I think the writers are going to side with McDavid.
He's so obviously like Colorado without McKinnon, I bet is still pretty good. They don't win the President's Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. Kucherov's a winger, and also no one likes him. And what on earth are the Edmonton Oilers without Connor McDavid?
Mm-hmm.
What are they?
This year with the argument where it's like, oh, Leon's right there. Connor's only he's got Leon. Nobody else has that help. Leon only had 35 goals, 62 assists, 9th in the league in points. He's not like it was 1-3 McDavid, Draisaitl or anything like that. 138 points for Connor, 48 goals, 90 assists.
138 in a season where only 8 guys hit 100.
Yeah. And usually you get the one guy who's like, I put up 60 goals and I also had all of the same points as McDavid. But the closest you have is the McKinnon season where he's 53 goals and 74 assists, which I don't think is enough to usurp McDavid here at number one.
Fair enough. I want to say this. I think it's a crying shame that Macklin Celebrini is not in the top 3 because you look at the teams, those 3 guys are on playoff teams. And I think that's why Macklin kind of got screwed. They always do this. But what was Macklin's point total? 120 something. The next closest was like 60.
115 Macklin ended with.
Only 5 Oilers not named Connor McDavid had 38 points or more. And McDavid had 100 more points than that.
Yes, but what about the Sharks case for that Adam's talking about?
Oh, you know what?
Steve missed that.
I don't think
because I was too busy looking this up. And also, I just don't care. I don't care what Adam's got.
Look at the Sharks.
Macklin Celebrini.
Who's the next closest?
See?
It's like Will Smith, isn't it?
Holy shit. Nuts. Wow. Macklin Celebrini had 115 points. The next closest was Will Smith with 59.
Yeah.
See? If they made the playoffs, easy slam dunk Hart Trophy winner. But I think the winning has to matter.
Macklin Celebrini was 3 points away from having double the points of the next closest Shark.
That's unreal.
Holy mackerel. He's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
not even nominated.
Good hockey
So it's
player.
McDavid.
Good hockey player. Okay, so who's your pick?
McDavid,
Jesse?
I think it's Mick.
I'm going to say Kucherov just because people like to be different and weird, and I think that's how they're going to do this.
How dare you?
Does it change your mind or sway you at all knowing that Edmonton did lose out on the division? Well, just like Tampa did.
Yeah,
I guess,
they did.
Buffalo as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
No,
Edmonton was in the very weak Pacific, which doesn't turn
and
out to be
Kucherov was not.
Yeah,
Kucherov's in a very tough Atlantic.
Was in the toughest division in the league.
Wow, Adam's right again. That's so crazy.
So I think those are definitely votes for Adam in terms of like I think winning should matter, and Tampa did do a little bit more winning.
And wait till you
Kucherov
hear
was
my
also
Freddie
a
Anderson
plus.
takes later in the show.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't even talk about the McKinnon part. Is they did the most winning.
They did.
He was on the best team, and he was the best player on the best team.
Best player on the best team, most even strength points.
Yeah.
Out of the 3, which is why I was going to say, I went into the segment going to say McKinnon, but when John Cooper won the Jack Adams, I was like, this is the season of not overthinking it. They're going to give it to Connor.
Okay.
The Avalanche season 2 was just so far and above everybody else. 121 points for the President's Trophy. Next closest is 113 for the Hurricanes.
People get bored, though.
The BetMGM app has improved its lineup this season to include instant withdrawals, data insights, and brand new rewards hubs. Download the BetMGM app today and enjoy the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs like never before. BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 18 plus to wager. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have any questions or concerns about your gambling or somebody close to you, please contact Connects Ontario. 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. BetMGM operates pursuant to an operating agreement with iGaming Ontario. Now, let's talk about teams that are maybe not on this list, but should try to get themselves on it. And one team that I thought should absolutely do it, and up until recently was a marquee destination, is Nashville. Like, if you're Chris McFarland, are you not calling and saying, listen, I know we're not on the initial list here, but we have the assets. We have a ton of picks. We've got some young players.
Here's Ryan O'Reilly.
We got a bunch of old guys. No, you're not going to give him Ryan O'Reilly. You're going to keep Ryan O'Reilly. You're going to say, listen, I want to sell him on coming to a veteran team that almost made the playoffs last year. We are clearly a center or two away, and he would be a big part of that. Would that not be a team? If you're an aggressive team, which Nashville should be, whatever direction they choose to go, Dylan Larkin actually makes sense. If they're going the route of we're going to trade Stamkos, we're going to trade Marchessault, Dylan Larkin still makes sense. If they're going to keep those guys, Dylan Larkin still makes sense.
I'm just so unsure that Nashville's a playoff team next year.
Yeah.
And if I'm Larkin, like, I don't want to go somewhere where I'm just going to be out of the playoffs again.
I mean, yeah, like, he's not choosing destinations here. Like, he's choosing
playoff teams.
Stanley Cup contenders.
Yeah.
That's why Vegas is at the top of everybody's list.
Like, he's looking at, like, Kevin. I mean, I hate this comparison for everything, but it feels very apt here. This is Kevin Durant. Moneyball. 100%. Jonah Hill, Jonas Siegel.
Wait, no. Rogers versus Rogers.
Rogers versus Rogers.
And Harry
Red
Potter.
Dead Redemption. Birds.
Also, I read Matt Sundin's book.
Yeah, you should read it.
Yeah, here's all of Steve's fixations.
And we'll have a playlist of your vocal stems too. It'll be great.
Okay, now do the Kevin Durant thing.
Do any psychologists listen to the show and just take notes on me? And like, what do you think is going on up here? That's all I need to know. Where were we going? Oh,
Kevin Durant.
No, dude. It's like Kevin Durant. Vegas is 2 wins away from the cup. They're going to win the cup.
Yeah.
And the captain of another NHL team is like, I am requesting a trade and I want to go there specifically. Mm-hmm. That's nuts. Someone like, because OKC fans were like really sad, obviously after losing to the Spurs. And I saw this one guy go, now imagine if, so they lose game 7. He goes, now imagine if Shea in the offseason went to the Spurs. I was like, damn, that is what happened.
Well, what Kevin Durant did was even worse than that because Golden State was coming off of the greatest regular season ever.
Yeah.
And then losing the finals.
So, Vegas wins the cup and I want to go to Vegas. Mm-hmm. What? Your list is exclusively cup contenders who famously are so rich on futures. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's the
it's
thing.
Such a shitty position to put the team in.
He's got to make that deal where he's getting enough assets back where it looks good, and I think he's going to hold out for that. So it's a weird dance about finding the team who's a playoff team plus has the assets to spend to make it worthwhile for Detroit.
Yeah, I just want to know what other teams you guys think that are not on this that should be like they should be aggressively trying to get Dylan Larkin.
I think the best package you'll be able to get is something from Montreal. It's just a matter of if you're willing to trade him in division.
That's a good pick.
I think you probably don't.
And would he come north of the border?
And exactly.
Which a lot of American, let's just call it what it is. A lot of it's American guys that don't want to be here.
But Montreal, I think, is the perfect mesh.
Oh,
they're going to be really good next year with Dylan Larkin if they got Dylan Larkin. Plus, they have so many good prospects that they can give you something that you're like, oh, I'm kind of happy with this.
And a 50 goal scoring American.
Yeah.
But does he want to go to Canada and do you want to trade him in division?
Because this, Nashville has all those picks. Detroit should want to get better immediately. They're in such a bind. I don't know how Eisman gets out of it.
You know what I do if I'm them? this next year, you try to do what you can with what you got, and maybe you get lucky. Because again, hockey's a very weird sport. People get injured. Barkov got injured at the beginning of last year, and the Florida season just never seemed to take off. And we all thought, well, maybe a three-peat here, right? If you get a young team, sometimes they outperform what they're supposed to do. The Pittsburgh Penguins were the only team in the NHL selling last year, and they were second in their division this year. Detroit can make the playoffs.
I'm still waiting for the next version of the post-Tavares Islanders.
Right.
Like, I don't think people remember how much of a surprise that was to everyone.
Yep.
I don't know, Leaf fans, we don't need you. Everyone thought they were going to suck.
Yep.
Including them.
Is that a team? Is that a Larkin destination?
The Islanders?
Yeah.
Well, actually, what I was going to say is whatever you get for him, if you really want Barzal, who is a center, if you want Barzal to come in and be a part of your system, because apparently he's available, why don't you ask what the Islanders need and try to get that and then parlay it for Barzal?
They got good players in their prime. They got good up-and-coming players. They have good up-and-coming players who have NHL experience. That's a team.
Why, though, I don't know why the Islanders want to trade Barzal, other than maybe he's not happy. The guy had 53 assists last year.
How many goals?
19.
That's why.
He's what? Not scoring enough?
Yeah.
Okay, so the solution is score less, and you're the Islanders, and you already can't score? Are you kidding me?
Maybe they just don't think the contract is worth it.
Maybe not.
But like the
this
cap
is the
going
thing.
up 9.1 makes sense for Barzal. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean-
you're looking at that and going, what? That's a very good player. How much is he making?
9.1?
Yeah, no, that's not enough.
For 72 points, I think that's what
I think
9 million gets you
new
now.
cap reality, that's about right.
That's 9 million.
That's about right.
At like a 110 cap. Yeah.
I mean, Alex Tuck's going to get like 11 mil, and I know he's a free agent.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But-
Other team.
They did think he was going to be better, though.
Because that I think is a really good idea to find teams that should be getting onto that list.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Oh yes, somebody that isn't. New Jersey needs somebody who, if Jack Hughes, when he gets injured, not if, when, can go, I also can play center and win faceoffs and score points. New Jersey's a perfect one. Now,
How do we make it a three-way trade that includes nice? Sorry.
well, if you're really serious about revamping the Detroit Red Wings, one of the things that's been thrown out there a couple of times by yours truly, and then other people have picked it up oddly, is do you package Hamilton and Nemec together? So you drop the Hamilton salary, although you would think Sonny Meadow would like Dougie Hamilton because he has good numbers in terms of like his underlyings. Nemec is going to ask for a lot of money. Like, I don't think people are realizing or recognizing yet how much money Simon Nemec is about to get. His contract is up. And if you trade him, you trade for him, that means the acquiring team, he's got you over a barrel, right?
Who plays the left side?
But if you've got Sider, Hamilton, who else?
It would be
Standing Pellica.
Nemec, I believe, is a righty.
Yeah.
Isn't he? So you'd have potentially Sider, Hamilton, Nemec, which is great on a fantasy team and in a video game, but I don't think applicable to real life.
Hey, you know what you could do?
What?
Flip one of those guys to New York.
Now,
Tony
I,
D'Angelo.
Which New
I
York?
think you're going
Islanders.
When you start taking guys and be like, oh, flip and do this, you get too video gamey.
Okay, well,
Because I don't think that ever happens in real life.
I like what
why can't
Adam's
it be a
doing.
three-way trade?
Here's the problem. Most online discourse about hockey is too interesting.
It is always
too
the boring
interesting.
outcome.
The reality is almost always going to be more boring.
He goes to Minnesota for the package that we all kind of think.
Yeah.
It's like every 5 years, they're like, Taylor Hall for Adam Larson. And you go, what the fuck? Like, where did that come from? Like, just nails you. Remember that?
I do.
It was like 3 things in half an hour.
Yep.
Hall for Larson, Stamkos extension, and there was another thing.
Subban.
Oh my God, Subban for Weber. I forgot the biggest one.
I just look at New York's defense pairings and I go, well, you've got Pellet Schaefer, and then you've got Susie D'Angelo. Like you could use an upgrade on the right side, Dougie Hamilton, and you pitch it to Dougie. Hey, accept this trade. We'll trade you back to where you live already.
Detroit's got a tumultuous locker room right now. Let's add Tony D'Angelo.
Okay.
Well, no,
Last team I want to get you guys to weigh on.
All right,
that
go.
could be on the list. The Dallas Stars.
I mean, you should just be in on everything.
So do you think?
They can do it.
So yeah, they can do it. I think they're going to keep Robertson, and bringing Larkin in would make sense. Then even more to keep Robertson. Who goes out though? Is that a Maverick Bork's an RFA, right? Is it like
he is, yep.
Is that? I mean, that's a compelling piece.
Is Bunting expiring?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was
like not dead, but is expiring.
No. Oh my
God.
Yeah, they only have $10 million in current cap space. No first round pick, second round pick, and then nothing in the third or fourth.
And then what do they got to re-sign?
And then so on the books right now, they got a Jamie Benn UFA, Adam Ernie, Michael Bunting, Nathan Bastian. Those are all their UFA forwards there, so they'll be gone. But Ben will probably be back in some capacity, I assume.
And
that's your captain.
Jason Robertson. All your space is gone.
Yeah, on D.
And then some.
Maybe you bring back Petrovic.
Maybe.
But
Dallas is in a bit of a tough spot, actually.
On defense, they are.
So, there's a team who could use a shakeup. Maybe you're moving some of these contracts out to bring in Larkin because you kind of need a revamp.
And Sagan's going to play, we think, next year. It was just a bummer that he was out.
Look at Wyatt Johnston's fucking deal.
I know. Didn't it just make you want to die?
Oh my God.
You imagine if he ever hit the market in terms of like trades, he's got no trade protection, $8.4 million, 23. That would be a crazy haul for Detroit or for Dallas.
I think Dallas would be really stupid.
Yeah. I don't know what Dallas fully offers unless it's a package around Maverick Bork, which I kind of like that if I'm Detroit. That fits my guys. Right?
I think we're doing it, fellas. We're making this too interesting.
You think Dallas is doing? I don't think that's that interesting at all.
I can see them doing that.
I think that's nice and boring. What's wrong with that?
Because it's not one of the three.
That's
you know what? Like, it's just a great discussion. And I like to imagine too.
That's a Stanley Cup contender who had a bad out in the playoffs, who can use a little shakeup of their cap situation, that could bring in a bona fide center, and they have a young piece that they can send back to Detroit.
And if I'm Jim Nill, here's what I do. If I can get on that list, it keeps him away from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is that you're trading, you're getting this guy, he's cost controlled, and it keeps him out of a Wild uniform. Who else at center is going to become available this summer who makes Minnesota better than what Dylan Larkin can? If I'm Jim Nill, I am calling my former team and going, guys, let me talk to him. I want to bring him to Dallas. We got a package for you because I got to keep him away from Bill Guerin. And you have an opportunity here with Colorado. I know people don't want to hear it, where I actually believe that the Colorado window could be closing here soon. And the question is going to be, is that management group, and I know Colorado fans don't want to hear this, are they going to make Cale Makar the $20 million man? And is Cale going to want to?
Sorry, are you suggesting the captain of the Red Wings goes to the Colorado Avalanche and Joe Sakic's the
No, I'm saying Dallas has the opportunity to kick Minnesota in the nuts and then cement themselves as the at least rival or better team than Colorado for the next 5 years.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going to suggest Colorado.
You can outweight the Avalanche.
Funnier.
Yeah, not only have you acquired the center, you've kept them away from an in-division rival.
And Nelson is going to be a year older. Kadri's going to be a year older. Neither of those guys are young. Makar and McKinnon had significant injuries. Landeskog, I'm sorry. I know Avs fans got really pissed at me. He was not effective at all versus Vegas. And
Adam did a list.
At a certain point, like, Colorado's got to do a turnover here too. Sack has got to be a little bit more aggressive this summer.
Can I throw a name out there that's been a fixation of mine?
Give it to us.
If there was a Dallas deal,
let's go.
Cameron Schmidt. You need to get Cameron Schmidt, 94th overall pick last year. In his draft year, he had 78 points in 61 games and 40 goals. Why did that player go 94th overall? Because he's 5'8", $158. That's why.
Yeah, but we've seen what Logan Stankoven's doing.
He literally one of the best players in these playoffs.
Drafted by Dallas.
And he followed it up. He did get traded partway through the year because he went to another team. He had over 50 goals and 100 points.
Oh. Is that all?
One thing the league is trying to be better at is not letting Alex DeBrincat happen again, where DeBrincat was so very obviously way better than he was. I think he had just gotten his second 50-goal OHL campaign. Second round pick. You dumbasses. What?
The Leafs are among those dumbasses.
100%. It's because he's short, and then he followed it up by doing it again. Mm-hmm. They're getting better at it. They did it again with Cameron Schmidt. The whole league made a mistake. 94th overall. You got to get him out of Dallas
I like that.
if you're going to make a big deal.
By the way, it's refreshing to do a good trade conversation.
It's
I'm
fun.
excited. I love it.
It's far too interesting, unfortunately.
Father's Day coming up in a couple of weekends. Not this weekend, but the next. All right. Now, Aura Frames. Get your dad one of these. Steve, Jesse, you've got them for family members. Why should people get these for their family members?
They don't even have to do anything. But look at it.
Yeah.
It puts pictures, it puts videos, and you can upload videos and pictures from your phone to their device.
Yeah, I think the most important part of the Aura frame is that you set it up beforehand for the person you're giving it to. Because I gave it to my mother-in-law, and I gave it to her all ready to go. So she just puts it on the mantle and watches all the photos go by all day. Because I think if I gave it to her to set up, it would still be in the box.
Yeah.
But it comes in like a gift box. So like you set it up, you take it out, and then you just put it back in this very nice gift box, not like the packaging it comes in. It comes in another gift box that you also just give to them. It's such a cool gift.
If they want to upload stuff themselves, they can.
Yes.
Or, Mom, leave it.
Yeah, or do that.
Or dad, leave it.
Or
Named
dad.
Number one by Wirecutter. You can save now by visiting auraframes.ca. For a limited time, listeners can get $35 off their best-selling Carver mat frame with the code SDP. That's Aura, A-U-R-A, frames.ca, promo code SDP. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Let's bring out something else interesting before we get to the Stanley Cup game. Let's talk about Joe Pavelski interviewing for the Leafs job that came out this weekend.
Sure.
Joe Pavelski, who people are they're drawing the comparisons to Marty St. Louis because he's really only coaching kids right now. He's coaching his son.
AAA 15-year-olds, I believe, or U15.
Yeah. And listen, there is, you guys can say this and somebody will say this. It's, hey, they've interviewed 55 people. And Joe Pavelski is a guy that commands enormous respect around the league.
Not interviewed, just chatted.
Chatted.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. No, you're on the Zoom call with John Chaika and it's not an interview.
I think he wanted to make it sound a little more informal.
Right.
Like we didn't actually sit down with 55 people, but I've gone through a Rolodex of 55 people. And I think their actual interview process is closer to 20-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? I really like that. We were told once that, and I'll keep repeating this story, but I won't say who it came from. We were told once that when you make a managerial change in the NHL, the league often sends you vetted candidates. They'll give you a list of 10 to 12 names, and the top 3 or 4 are the ones they really suggest you hire, but here's some other people we should talk to. And I really like the fact that Chaika and Sundin are going, yeah, thanks for the list, but we're going to go outside of that.
Why
talk to as many? Why not, Steve? Why not when Dubas was let go? Why not? They talked to 2 people.
I said wide net, but why not?
Oh, also why not? Wide net. Now, a guy.
Why not?
Why not? Why Pavelski? And what's interesting about this is, you know, when we heard Laviolette and Waugh last week, I have to be honest with you. I told you this on the show. Neither of those names gets me out of bed. I'm like, okay, maybe you know better than I do, but that to me seems like a real wet fart. Now,
Waugh gets me out of bed because I've just had a nightmare.
Yeah.
Whereas Laviolette, I think, put me to sleep.
He is an extraordinarily successful coach.
Sure.
And a Stanley Cup winner in 2006 with the Carolina Hurricanes.
There's a handful of coaches that they're just wallpaper.
Lav is one of those guys. I do feel like that.
Like it's if you want an exciting pick, John, like one of the criticisms I got when I was like, I don't know about this John Chaika pick. I think that's kind of dumb.
Anybody who says they didn't know, come on.
Well, but they're like, well, you wanted an outside of the box pick. This is an outside of the box pick, and I'm like, okay, I guess. Joe Pavelski's an outside of the box pick.
He is.
Whereas I think Peter Laviolette is the box.
He is a 7th rounder from 2003. This is when they still had 9 rounds, so it wasn't the last round.
Crazy.
He has 1,068 points. He played 5 extra. We thought he was cooked after San Jose. He played 5 more years in Dallas.
I made a video for Sportsnet when he signed that deal with Dallas, and I was like, what are they thinking?
Yep.
Wrong.
Turns out they were thinking some pretty good stuff. And, you know, what's interesting about him too, American guy. And I wonder about, you know, him being 41 and being able to chat with some of these guys on a level that some of the older retread coaches can't. You know, it seems like with Marty St. Louis and the Montreal Canadiens, yes, there was a lot of systems learning they had to do, but a lot of it too is just getting mentally on the same page. And Montreal's got to work on their system. It's not there yet. We know that. We saw that in the playoffs.
That was a great discussion they had on the CJ show. Like St. Louis was able to learn on the fly because the Habs allowed for it.
Right.
Whereas the Leafs aren't really hoping to do that.
Well, let me ask you this. You've got Ekman, Larson, McCabe, and Tanev anchoring your defense because even this morning, I think it was on Barn Burner, Traeger said, Riley and the Leafs, it's done. It's already done. It's just a matter of when.
Larkin?
Larkin, yeah. Then you've got, Matthews, Nylander, Tavares, who are your three mains, plus Matthew Nyes, who's learned a lot and played a lot of hockey, actually, and Easton Cowan, who's coming along. I kind of look at what the Leafs are and go, do they need an X's and O's guy? I don't think so. I think they need a guy who can mentally get them on the right track again. Because one thing that is not talked about enough in this market is how the Leafs were bad last year, but they're not actually that bad. As bad as they were, we know that everybody across the board played under their level.
They might have
everybody.
When they won the division, they might have overachieved. Last year was insane.
Everybody
And a
underachieved.
lot of it's going to be solved just by not having Craig Berube coach the team.
Yes.
Another head coach who's playing a different system will have everybody take a little bit of a bump up.
I'm not saying that Joe Pavelski's the answer, but that for whatever, sometimes I feel like the mystery box, it might even be Pete Laviolette. Like, you know what I mean? Like but if it is, and they catch something, I feel like now's the time to take risks because you got Matthews guaranteed 2 more years, and then you don't know after that. You might as well go with something that might send an electric shock through that fucking room, man.
It's weird, but it's like safe weird.
Yeah, you feel safe about it?
If that makes it. Well, like one thing Martin St. Louis did was he proved that this isn't rocket science. You know what I mean?
It is not.
And I hate when people talk about sports like you couldn't possibly friggin' understand. Now, how might Martin St. Louis have gotten through the barriers of making coaching rocket science? Well, he's a Hockey Hall of Fame player. Oh, okay. Well, what's Joe Pavelski? He will be in the Hall of Fame.
Didn't win a cup.
Didn't win a cup. Extremely good, though. And if he's not in the Hall of Fame, he's right there.
Of course.
An Olympian.
Yep.
Damn near got the gold medal winning goal in 2010.
Yep.
Wrote about that in the first book. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a risky one, but I kind of understand a world where it could work.
Jesse, what do you think?
I'm glad that we're hearing interesting names. Like this is all a good sign for the organization that it's not just Laviolette and we're hearing, I don't know, Knobloch and whoever that's just coming in. Oh, they're waiting on Bruce Cassidy. I'm very happy that this is nobody expected Pavelski, who you mentioned is coaching 15-year-olds right now, to be in contention for this job. So I'm hoping that the Leafs are doing things differently this time around because it was a lot of just, hey, sameness and actually a lot of nothingness with Brad Living in that era. So now we're hearing different stuff. So I'm just kind of happy at we're interesting stuff coming out of the Leafs and Micah right now.
From a control perspective too, I kind of wonder if Mats and John will, my buddies Mats and John, I wonder if they will want a younger coach because it allows them a little bit more agency. Like if Peter Laviolette signs here or Bruce Cassidy signs here or whoever, right, that's been a coach for a long time, or Patrick Waugh, try telling Patrick Waugh to change his lineup.
Right.
But if you're a younger coach, you're a first-time coach, you're somebody that coached in juniors like the UC Ahokas, that conversation becomes a little bit more of hey, we're working together on this, right? Because that's why we brought you in. We can work together on this. And I think that these guys are going to have a very specific way that they want this team to play hockey. And you remember with Dubas and Babcock would tell him essentially to shove it publicly.
Right.
And then they finally had to fire him.
They never found the happy media. They never found the happy medium.
And they would have found the happy medium.
Yeah. Babcock was stubborn and arrogant. And then you bring in Keefe, who it felt like was process driven to a fault, just like Dubas, which was better than the Babcock stuff, but had its own problems.
Yep.
And then we went right back to the Babcock stuff, kind of. I mean, by the end of his first year with Berube, I was like, hell yeah, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah. Well, they won the division.
Oh my God. I've never seen a coach poison his reputation in a market quite as quickly.
Yep.
Like just so stubborn, so arrogant. I always felt like Craig was going into business for Craig by the end of the season. That the amount of times we're like, why are you going with the oldest lineup possible?
Well, it was an ethical
How many
tank.
poker games have you lost to Calle Yarncroke that he's still in the lineup?
Ethical tank, Steve.
Oh
Ethical
my
tank.
God. It was agony.
Yeah.
Agony.
And like I was there for when he says, "Ask those guys," you know, when
Yes.
the team's not playing well, and he just
That's
like,
not a unity.
That's
That's not unity.
When Brad did his press conference in December because they were losing so bad, so the GM had to talk, and he's like, "There's a little bit of a disconnect." And then Craig Berube, like an hour later, heading into the pregame, he's talking. He's like, "I don't think there's a disconnect in this organization." It's like, well, you guys are just disconnected about the disconnect talk, and it was just a mess.
Berube did exactly what Tortorella did in Philadelphia, just smarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And also the Leafs
And
weren't-
less overt, I guess.
and less overt, and the Leafs weren't clever enough to move on.
Right.
Like at the time. They're so... One of the things that's going to get lost if the book written about the next chapter of the Leafs is a positive one by some miracle is how unbelievably lucky they were to get the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Not just because it was a lottery, but because of the way the season went, particularly post-Olympics. Like psycho that they have the first pick.
Yeah.
Completely insane.
But I would look at that and say, okay, well, you got the luck, so take the luck with you. You know, run with the luck. Sometimes
Nope.
you get lucky.
Nope.
And I don't know, man. Pavelski, for me, that got me pumped. I was like, all right, that would be cool. I just don't want to be like, I don't want to go back to like, all right, well, we're going to bring in this old coach, but he's going to learn new ways. I've been sold that shit before. Yeah. I don't want that anymore. I want somebody who's going to come in with a new vision. And I would like the Leafs at some point to let us know what exactly they want to be. Because we still don't know that either. We still don't know what Leaf branded hockey is supposed to be.
I have no idea what, like, they've been so unbearably predictable for so long. I have no idea what they're going to do. That's kind of fun.
Oh, it's the best. I
Kind
love
of fun. It's a little stressful, but it's kind of fun.
Do you guys think about the first round picks at all in the back of your mind? Because I'm still so unsure
for the next
of
2
how
years.
the season can go, knowing that they don't have a first round pick this year or next year and it's unprotected.
It has occurred to me that the angst we're carrying could carry over for the next 2 years. Yes.
Yeah, because you don't have to chase it, but you can't bottom out. Like it's not up to you to try and get another first overall pick because you don't have yours anymore.
I just don't really think a rebuild is on the table.
It can't be.
Well,
right?
No.
I got to think too. Like if John Shaika is as smart as he was billed, and he was billed as a smart guy when they hired him in Phoenix, and it was Phoenix back then, by the
Yes,
way.
it was.
And when they, when he's obviously worked in private money for a long time. Your job now is to be Vegas. Always be buying. Always be closing. You got a nice family, fuck you, right? Like you gotta have that sort of mentality because you got, and the other thing I think Toronto needs to do is what has Vegas done that's been their key to success? A, they win on the ice, right?
Yeah.
B, they've been vicious off the ice.
They were handed the greatest lottery in the history of
kept it going for
expansion
10
drafts
years.
by the NHL, where they just allowed Vegas to fleece the entire league for good players.
So there's an interesting conversation to be had here. What Vegas has done since the expansion draft,
10 out of 10.
yeah, I think it's more viciousness and just a boldness that has allowed them to keep this going. But the venture capital that started the Vegas Golden Knights was the craziest set of circumstances we've ever seen in the history of expansion.
And it won't happen.
Maybe beyond, hey, Winnipeg, would you like Wayne Gretzky? No? Okay, Edmonton, how about you? Which is, that's a real thing that happened, by the way. Completely nuts. When he was 17, on the Sioux Greyhounds, Kyle Dubas, he misses.
I know.
He wishes,
Kyle Dubas missed that one.
he wishes that he was born.
Yeah.
So that he could
It
have
is
done
his
that.
fault, though.
It is his fault, 100%. Most things are. But Vegas fleeced everyone so bad that they were able to, it's still bearing fruit for them.
Yeah.
So Vegas, I think too many teams, I think teams need to be very careful about trying to be Vegas because Vegas can always buy because of the ridiculous leg up they had by doing their homework from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Most of your teams need to draft. Most of you need to draft well.
We saw with Seattle how an expansion draft is actually supposed to go. Because with the Vegas one, for some reason, every team was like, we're going to give you assets so you can pick our players, and then they were also giving up good players.
Yeah.
Like the Florida situation where we're going to pay you to take specific guys, but then you also take our good guys. And it was just double retention for Vegas on good players.
Seattle could have done that, though.
They
set a price that was way too high.
Everybody learned. Everybody wasn't going to just acquiesce to this new team like they were with Vegas, and Seattle was left there like a regular expansion draft.
They didn't have to use their brains either, which is very key. The rule is don't make a side deal. Okay, well, then we're going to take this guy. Fine.
Okay.
Even though I'm sad about it, fine.
Yeah. And the Vegas draft, 15 teams are like, okay, we're going to do a side deal.
You go ahead. And what did the fucking Leafs do?
Side deal.
A side deal. And who'd they give up? Jared McCann.
40 goal scorer.
Yeah.
40 goal scorer.
God, this goddamn team.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sorry, the Leafs.
as I relive that.
I agree with you, Adam, that I don't think Rogers is going to take a rebuild.
They're not.
Now that they're going to be sole owners of the Leafs, it should be an organizational ethos where we got to keep buying no matter what because we don't have a choice here right now for the next 2 years at least. Plus, our owner isn't going to accept that.
Yeah, and I'd also use that Colorado pick. I mean, you could pick next year. You sure can. Absolutely. And hey, maybe Colorado's so injured that they have a Florida year. You never know. It's possible.
I would like to keep it.
It's
It is top 10 protected.
Top 10 protected because Colorado's smart. But
Keep it.
I didn't know those were allowed to top 10 protected.
Oh, no, that's just what the market bore that time.
Are we allowed to be mad about that anymore?
Yes. I will forever.
But they got the first pick, though.
No, but hey, think about the weeks of anxiety we had leading up to it.
Yeah, the Leafs have done
Just
that to me
because the
before.
outcome was all right doesn't mean the process was good.
That's right.
Oh, I know. But at some point, it's like, Steven, get over it.
Now,
I don't know.
I look at that. I want to say that I think the Leafs need to be in buy mode. I think that they should not be pissing away first round picks on guys that are lower down in the lineup.
No.
They need to be parts of packages that get you something else. And
Protect Kerfoot and Hall.
It would help if the Leafs would also draft so you can have some prospects that you might deal, right?
Yeah.
So that also will help. So all that said,
And Austin throw in that too, because I mentioned like ownership's not going to accept it. Austin's also not going to accept losing.
no,
Like,
but
you're going to
Austin-
lose Matthews if you're not good.
we're gonna. I know whatever they do, they are hiring a guy who says to them, "I can get you 20 more goals from Austin."
Mm-hmm.
Austin's got to give you 20 more goals though. That everything, let's be honest, hinges on Austin Matthews at 50. He needs to hit 50 goals, guys. There's just no way. There's no other way around this.
Well, it's, the conversation we were having earlier with Barzal, like where I'm like, oh, is that enough? Is that, I know with Austin at 13 and a quarter, he has to score 50. It's baked into the pie. He has to score at least 50.
That's the goal.
The prime, I hate to talk about the prime of Austin Matthews like it's a past thing, but do you know how many times he hit 50 before he did? Like, because of all the shortened seasons and the injury, you look at the rate he's scoring goals at, and there was a while where we were like, he's scoring at like a 60 goal rate.
Yep.
That's nuts, right?
Yep.
And then he finally did it. And then he had a year off. And then he did it again, harder. And was given fewer heart votes. It was weird.
We've said it before. We'll say it again. Moosehead, the only major brewery that is 100% owned, 100% packaged, 100% brewed in Canada since 1867.
And
also known
it
as,
says A in the middle of it.
and it says A.
Hey.
And 1867, Confederation. 1967, the Leafs last cup.
that.
Sad.
The commercials.
Oh, well, I only pay attention to our commercials.
Now, because it's Canada's game, and this is Canada's beer, officially, I don't think anyone else could name anybody who lays claim to that isn't. Come on, what are we talking about here? This is Canada's beer right here. It's Moosehead, and every Friday we do our 100% Clutch Canadian segment presented by Moosehead Canadian Lager. And here's the deal: we're running out of games. We could be out of Clutch Canadians here soon by the end of the thing, but we will have at least a Tuesday and a Thursday to look forward to this week. So Jesse, what do you want to say?
What's the rule on drinking on YouTube?
You can't.
If I want to crack a moose head on camera.
You have.
I have also, I want to know this also.
So you can't do that. You can't. Do
What if
that.
it's in a cup and it could be anything?
No.
Yeah, what
you
if
can't
it
do
could
that.
be just
You
brown
can,
water?
No. You can have a drink in a cup, but it can't be a sponsored segment.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
say it was a sponsor. What if I just want to enjoy a beverage?
I'm definitely not drinking a Moosehead.
Right. Listen, we're all pretty sure that one point we had somebody on this podcast who was drinking at the time openly on camera, but it wasn't a sponsored segment.
They're going to turn.
So here's what I want to say.
Here.
You're at the cottage this summer. You're at the lake this summer. I want to crack one of these open. Okay? You might want to try it out. And also, give us your 100% clutch Canadian suggestions all week long. And on Friday, we will reveal our picks for you. I have a question about the Leafs. The Marlies have made the Calder Cup final.
Hooray!
And Artur Akhtiamov, basically, if you watched any of the game or any of the highlights, you'll know that Artur Akhtiamov got them there.
He's been so stupid good.
And there was some pretty bad defense in front of him against Wilkes-Barre. I was told it's not Wilkes-Barre. My mother's from Pennsylvania.
Really?
She said it's Wilkes-Barre. And I was like, are you sure? I don't know. I think she might be full of it.
She told you that?
Yeah. I'm like,
she would
I
know,
would love the WBSs to come after us. Wilkes-Barre, Scrantons.
I call them the Dunder Mifflin Penguins.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
I want to know, the Leafs seem to have a glut of goaltenders. And I believe one thing, and one thing above all. Anthony Stolarz does not have any trade value. You cannot sell me as a general manager on a goalie who plays 25 games a year and makes 4 something.
Can I?
You can't.
Zero.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Sure.
You're not wrong, but I'm sad about it.
Because I love Anthony Stolarz. And when he's playing, he's great.
I saw a clip for no good reason the other day of him putting Ridley Gregg on his ass during that playoff series.
I love him.
God, I miss that.
And
I miss that guy. I miss that
and
guy.
he's a phenomenal goalie. Phenomenal
I
goalie.
miss that fucking guy,
So,
man.
if you get a healthy Stolarz, which no one has ever gotten,
that makes me so sad.
if you can get 40 games out of Stolarz, who I don't think the Leafs have ever gotten or anybody else.
Sam Bennett should be in prison.
He should be. So should Brandon Carlo for what happened with Mason Marchment.
They should both be in prison.
But what on this team actually has value outside of that? Like, you look at Joseph Woll. Now, I feel like that contract has got some value. It's this year and next year at $3.6 million. This guy's 27. He's a pretty phenomenal goalie when he's playing. A bit of a Band-Aid as well. 0 trade protection. And so if you are trying to make room for Hildeby, who I actually think is the real deal, I think Dennis Hildeby is an NHL goalie. One of these guys does have to move.
And we've seen it in the NHL, which is important.
And I don't think Joseph Woll's going to move. I don't think Anthony Stolarz is going to move because I don't think there's a lot of teams that are going to be like, man, let me jump on that contract. And if you do move him,
you're so low on
what
him.
are you getting?
That's crazy.
Well, it's not me that's low on him. I think Anthony Stolarz is worth more than that contract, actually, when he's playing. But that's the asterisk. So if you're getting him to back up a goalie that you already have, I actually really like that Anthony Stolarz thing. But we're talking about adding value to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think if you're trading Stolarz, you're just trying to get rid of the contract. I think Woll is the guy that actually gets you legitimate assets back.
I think Adam's right. And I'll go a step further, and no one's going to want to hear this because of the way the Marlies are performing. I heard from someone in the NHL that watched Artur Akhtiamov, and they're like, I don't see it. Which is crazy. Now, you look at his performance in the Calder Cup playoffs, and you go, what are you talking about?
Why don't you text that person today? Be like, hey, idiot.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I actually have been since we had that. This conversation was months ago.
Oh, okay. What's he saying now?
And they stand by it.
It's not 1-to-1. I think there's, if they don't see it at the NHL level, just because he excels at the AHL level doesn't mean that that's going to translate to the NHL level.
Right.
Jesse, can you pull up Garrett Sparks' hockey DB?
I thought Garrett Sparks was going to be George Vezina.
Yes. And there's reason for that. Because he had I'm going to say it. He had a cup of coffee in the NHL.
Cup of coffee in the big time.
Cup of coffee in the big time, yeah. I don't do a good one.
I like it. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, but what's his name? Dan Soder? He's crazy.
I don't know who the hell that is.
He's got a,
I know Steve Dangle, though.
He does all the wrestlers, and he does them incredibly. Jesse, pull up Garrett Sparks' goofy friggin' 2017-18 season in the American League. In 43 games, he was 31-9-1 with a 936.
And that is when you trade him.
Now, scroll down to his playoffs, because his playoffs was also very good. In 19 games, he was 14-5 with a 915. It's just not applicable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate to say it, but a lot of goalie numbers are just not applicable. Now, go up to his NHL numbers from the very next season. In 20 games, he had a 902. Now, some of you are going to be like, yeah, that's not bad. That stunk back then.
902 was really bad back then.
That was awful back then.
Yep.
It was barely backup level back then.
No, he had that unbelievable Marlies run, and then he never stuck at the NHL level.
No, Jesse, bring up Joseph Wool's AHL numbers from last year. This is when we're talking about applicability here. And Joseph Wool's 27.
Good word.
When he came back,
it's real.
when he came back from injury, he was awful in the AHL.
Uh-huh.
He was awful, and then came back to the NHL and was pretty good.
It's just not. It's hard to the players in front of you are different.
You don't have to bring it up, but what were his numbers?
Oh, 885.
Yeah, that's
in
great.
2 games.
Excellent.
To be fair.
2 games.
6
And then
goals.
he came up and was great right away.
That was more conditioning, just trying to get his legs back. But it's just I think the greater point is just, the leagues don't translate 1-to-1.
Yeah, I know those numbers did not look great. But when he came back, he was great right away.
And it was funny. People in the Leafs organization were like, yeah, but he looks good. I was like, okay. And then they were right.
These guys unfortunately know what they're talking about. And I say unfortunately because of the Akhimov conversation. I'm like, I don't know.
Wow.
I would rather this kid be great for the Leafs.
But maybe somebody does look at it and say there's magic beans there and you can get something.
Yeah.
This is it.
I think you go Hildeby Stollers. And I think you expect Hildeby to play 55 games. Stollers playing any more than 35, I think you're asking for a lot.
I'm interested.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you have Akhimov too, because he doesn't need waivers. So you can, you could platoon him in for 10 games. I don't know if you need, because I would expect Stollers will be out for a month or 2 this season. Like that's not, guys. That's every
when was the last
year.
time it didn't happen?
I'm not trying to be Mr. Negative. Like, let's be realistic about it. And so we're gonna.
What's his career high in games?
35, isn't it?
No. I think he had a near 40 season.
Near 40?
No, that was with the goals. Oh my God, I was looking at the 39 he did in the AHL. Career highs 34 games. Yeah, not even the 35 out of the stand.
When I tell you that contract has next to no value outside of Toronto.
Yeah, you're right.
Stollers needs to do it here. He has to do it here.
But
Wall is a guy you can move, and he's got no trade protection. I think
he was an 893.
Yeah,
926 in the 24-25 season. 34 starts. That's a great save percentage.
Yeah,
actually,
but yeah.
I have a question. Is he gonna be good to go? Because didn't he end the season hurt?
He'll be good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Well, but then he might play in preseason.
One thing that I think we are barking up the right tree with, like, they need to move a goalie here, and it's probably Stollers, or it's probably Joseph Woll, because Hildeby does require waivers starting next season.
And
they're going to bring him to training camp, and they're going to have to either send him down or move him or move somebody. You can't just lose Hildeby for nothing.
I'd also like to point you to another player that people are going to laugh at me for, but I'm going to tell you you're wrong. Now, I don't know whether this player is better for the Leafs in a different system or better for another team, but I brought him up before. You cannot tell me
Freddie Anderson,
that 29-year-old Brandon Carlo, right shot defenseman, 6'5". I keep getting correct. It's not 6'7". Does not have value somewhere at $3.85 million or $3.485 million. Excuse me.
what if it's in Toronto?
Well, listen, if you can, here's the thing. It's all about what Toronto wants to be. And the issue with Brandon Carlo is we're asking the defense to be tougher and he's not. But if you already have a tough defense core and you insert a Brandon Carlo into it, we've seen it work in Boston. He's not going to lead the charge on that. But there's a right shot defenseman. Need I remind you, Timothy Liljegren just got an extension at $3.25 million. Brandon Carlo has trade value. He also has a partial no trade clause.
Decent penalty killer.
3-team no trade list.
Worst shot in the NHL.
Yeah.
Man, he hasn't scored a Leaf goal yet.
No.
Yeah, but you're not asking.
Okay, I'm putting If he's a Leaf to start next season, he will score the first goal.
If he's not a Leaf, he will score his first goal again.
Yeah. There's more
what's
of a
gonna happen.
guarantee that he scores for the next team he plays
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
I hate how correct you are.
Now-
oh, that's so frustrating.
I'm going to give Brad
Please
Treliving.
clip this. Clip that.
I'm going to give Brad Treliving some credit. There are 3 contracts that he left this team with that are excellent. Jake McCabe, $4.5 million.
It's what?
4.513.
I thought it was 5 something.
No. Deferred money on that too. Chris Tanev, $4.5 million. If Chris Tanev's anywhere close to what he was a year and a half ago, even last year when he did play, he was amazing.
Wow.
He's signed till he's 40.
Yeah, but he'll be retired.
I don't care. Don't be a hater.
And then Oliver Ekman-Larsson at 3.5.
Damn.
Listen, I know that just 3 people does not a blue line make. But if that is 1/2 of the 6 guys that are going to play for this team next year, I'm happy with that. And you cannot tell me that a guy like Oliver Ekman-Larsson, if you decide to move him, does not have a lot of value. I just think he's better off here than he is for somebody else. Because what are you likely to get for an Oliver Ekman-Larsson? A pick. You're not going to get a young hotshot prospect. Yeah. So barring a young hotshot defensive prospect, I think you're better to keep Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Mm-hmm.
I badly don't want the Leafs to have a season like last season, this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
But if they had to, there's stuff that can be done.
Well, so Carlo and Riley are going to go.
You think both of them?
Well, Carlo's going to get traded. I think Riley for sure is going to get traded.
There's no way you can guarantee that.
Okay, Riley, I can. Riley, they're saying it. Everybody knows it. He wants out. Like, it's time. Riley, my question with Riley is, does he bring you anything? Like, you're not retaining on that deal. Anybody who's saying that, I'm like, no. You're not retaining on Morgan Riley. $7.5 million for a 32-year-old who can move the puck, who might be your 3rd best defenseman on the team. That's actually not bad in terms of where the salary cap's going. You just wait till this summer. You just wait till you see not the UFA deals, the RFA deals are going to blow your fucking mind. Riley at that number for a very little buy cost. Like, what's a team really going to have to give the Leafs for them to offload that 7.5, guys? It's not that much. A pick? A 3rd?
Steve, what's your ideal Morgan Riley trade?
Oh, ideal?
Yeah.
Probably Cale Makar.
Okay. What's your ideal realistic Morgan Riley trade?
Okay. So everyone's thinking, I mean, ultimately it's up to him because of the no move. Mm-hmm. And everyone's looking west, right? Everyone's looking at San Jose. Heard a couple Vancouvers. I don't really understand that. I think, did we discuss Anaheim? No, I can't remember.
I think the Vancouver talk comes from, he's from BC.
Yes.
Yeah, Anaheim would make sense because Carlson's not going to stick around. If he would accept a trade there.
Yeah, there's maybe something there, but the team I was thinking of, like a team with cap space, a team that likes to move the puck, a team that probably wouldn't mind giving you a not so great contract on the way out. It's just, I don't know what the appeal is for the Leafs other than getting out from under the contract. What about Carolina? And they lob Jesperi Kotkaniemi at you. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's
taking money. Yeah.
It's not exciting.
I don't think this trade's going to be exciting. This is going to be a boring trade.
That's the problem.
That's why I think it's like Riley for a 3rd.
I could see Riley as a Hurricane.
I can see Riley and succeeding as a Hurricane.
Yeah,
now,
I've been playing really well in that system.
They already have.
Bear was viewed before he went to Carolina. Offense only, no defense. This guy can't play in a system. He almost found himself out of the league, and look at him now.
And now here's the problem, though. Carolina already has an M. Riley. They have Mike Riley, but I believe he's on an expiring deal. It's very important.
Well, if you're going to have a Riley in your system, it's good to have an M. Riley.
It's good.
But just one.
Just one.
I think Carolina would be interesting. It keeps him on the East Coast, too, close to family. Close enough, anyway. Because his family's here, right?
The only thing there is it's Slavin, Miller, Gostisbehere. Where does he fit?
That's so crazy.
He can't play the right side. All those guys are locked up. They've gone to the Stanley Cup Final here. I wouldn't mess with that.
I did it again. Too interesting.
Can you bring up Nashville?
It's too interesting.
Nashville's left side?
Yeah, I'd like to see Nashville's left side. I'd also like to see the Islanders' left side again.
Oh,
I'm not saying Barzal. I'm saying I'd like to see the Islanders need more defense.
Nashville has Brady Shea and Nick Hague. So you're not.
They could use some puck moving though. Nick
Yeah, but
Hague
you're
and
not
Nick
getting
Burbix?
Riley to be your third pairing D,
No.
right?
Well, you move Nick Hague down.
I don't think you have Hague to be your third pairing.
Don't
D
you?
either.
San Jose seems to be the pretty obvious solution here.
Yeah, it does.
Am I wrong?
Well, bring up. If you don't mind, Jesse, bring up the Islanders for a sec.
Okay.
I just want to show you. Like everybody's like, oh, they're set on defense. They have Pelican and
Isn't it Pelican Bullock?
Schaefer.
Pollock. Oh, they got Pollock
yeah,
and
Schaefer.
Pellick. Tell me, with Romanov there, I mean, Boquist is a UFA. I'm assuming they're going to re-sign him. You don't see it, eh?
No.
The left side, though, like we got to get specific because
Yeah,
Morgan's
would it be-
not somebody who can play on the right side. You can't
No.
No,
on his
you're right.
offhand.
But he's done it, but
No,
No.
it's not. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Engvall, come home.
No.
My lanky prince.
You know, if the Leafs can get out of that deal I think the main goal's got to be just clear the 7.5. Because what I think the Leafs need to do is be patient. What we're going to see in September is not a complete picture.
Trade
Like,
for
you're not
Engvall
gonna
and
be-
sign Wah.
I'll guarantee you right now, you're not going to be thrilled exactly with the roster. You're going to be like, there's parts of this roster I really like and parts I really don't. And what they need to do is sit and wait for the Quinn Hugheses of the world to shake loose. Somebody's unhappy with their team. You see it with Dylan Larkin. This is how Vegas builds. This is how Anaheim builds. Oh, you're not happy with your organization? It's crazy. Why don't you come over here? We have palm trees. And I think Toronto doesn't have palm trees. But one of the things that Shaika and Sunday need to do is make that. What is not appealing about Toronto as a destination? Well, the media. Oh, well, the taxes. Can't change either of those things. People like the teams, therefore there will be media.
People hope you
People
do well.
pay taxes here because we got healthcare and some other stuff. Okay. All right. Other than that, what else is there? Is there anything that you can do with the organization to make it like, oh man, vets love coming here because, like, there's an old story back with when you used to be allowed to do this. I don't think you can do this anymore. The Blue Jays, every time they traded for a guy in the late 80s, early 90s, they had a sponsorship deal with Honda. So everybody that got traded here or signed here got a Honda Civic the day they showed up. And people were like, I want to go to the Blue Jays. I'm going to get a free car. And you think, well, back then, like, what's a Honda Civic? $5,000 in the 80s? Sure. These guys are making hundreds of thousands. It's still a free effing car.
Right.
Wait, now I'm not saying the Leafs can do that, but they do know every sponsorship in town. They know every marketing head in town.
Now,
You got to start.
And they have done this because a part of the Tavares pitch and the Stamkos pitch, I think specifically is where this story comes from, is they had executives from Canadian Tire, I believe. And I
Yes.
forgot the
That
other
was-
one.
yeah.
Canadian Tire is the one I know about. They had them in the room talking to Stamkos about like, hey, these are all the sponsorship deals we can get you for if you come and you become a Leaf.
Yeah.
So it's something they have been doing.
can you pull up the Sharks? Because I got one more team I want.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just on the because you mentioned the Sharks briefly, Adam, but this is the team where he should go, right? Morgan
think you're
Riley. They need help on the left side, and they have the cap space, and they have a bunch of prospects that if Toronto wants a little bit of futures, they could get them from the Sharks.
That is way
Morgan
too
Riley
young.
is a good San Jose Shark.
That is insane.
It makes a lot of sense, man.
I don't know if any of those players shoot right, by the way. Holy cow.
Ferraro's going to come back there. You know Ferraro.
Supposedly not.
No, they're
But-
re-signing.
Luca
Ferraro.
Kenyoni, like that's a Barracuda. Dickinson's extremely young.
If you're not signing,
Is that Nolan Helen? Who I think they got in a deal. Can't remember the deal. Havilland.
sure could use Henry Thrun now, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I think if Mario Ferraro is available, throw the bank at him. Go get that guy. Like, that's a great player.
Now, you're looking at a team and going, they could use this player. And I think you're doing it
They
right.
only have 4 defensemen signed. They
Yes.
can literally use humans
Anybody.
to play hockey for them.
Yeah.
I think you might be doing it wrong. And the reason you might be doing it wrong is there are also a few agents of chaos around the NHL.
Who do we have? Name them.
The New York Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Name the last thing they did that made any sense.
Man, that's such a good point.
And you might look at their team and be like, I don't know why they would. You're looking at it wrong.
It doesn't matter why.
I don't know why they
might
call it a
just do
fly.
it.
You're forgetting that Chris Drury is the Mad Hatter and is just going to get out of bed one day and be like a merry, very unbirthday to you and give you Igor Shesterkin.
Do you think he calls the team on Christmas morning and just farts into the phone? Like, this is how much we like having you here.
I think he calls teams on Christmas morning and says Happy Easter. Like
a crazy
just based on the job that he's done.
You think Morgan Riley? I think you could sell Morgan Riley on New York.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just listen again. I think we're committing the sin of being too interesting here.
I don't care,
But,
I'm on
like,
fun.
The Sharks are almost the boring one. Like, okay, go look at the team with no defensemen. San Jose. All right, there you go. What about the Rangers?
I like
Who
that.
supposedly want to move on from Adam Fox. Now, I'm not saying that's the deal. I'm just saying it's very
Well, what's the deal then?
Would you trade
yes.
Morgan Riley to the Sharks in exchange for Morgan Riley plus Austin Matthews to the Sharks
Kiss my
in exchange
ass.
for the second overall pick in Misa?
No.
No?
No.
I don't think you're getting a Matthews.
Riley and Matthews?
For the second and Misa?
No. Okay, and here's a large part of why I'm saying no is I'm not in the camp of people who think the Leafs should be sweetening a Riley deal.
I don't think so either. They should not
Like-
be sweetening a Riley deal.
Like they should probably move on from that player. But if your options are sweeten the deal or keep him, I'd rather keep him.
They're not
Would
going to
you do Austin for the second in Misa?
I don't hang up the phone, but I say, now why would you say something so silly like that?
Oh, you didn't hang up the phone.
I didn't hang up the phone, but I start by teasing you. So we're flirting now.
Oh,
We're flirting.
a little bit of a
We're
flirt.
keeping
look
it
at that.
Maybe you can buy me a drink.
going. We're just- why are you so close?
Adam, is there a Sharks Austin Matthews deal? With the second
it would
overall
have to
pick
be
involved?
Misa and the second overall. I'd start there, but yeah, I don't.
Then you're
Austin's
Chase
not
Reed
going
McKenna,
anywhere though,
right?
What's that?
Chase Reed McKenna, the restart your franchise.
Yep, it would.
Shit.
And Misa. And
Yeah,
you got
and
Cowan and
sorry.
Nyes and
Yeah.
all the guys, and then
And Nylander and Tavares. Like,
you'd have to well, if
You have to trade
the
Nylander.
caveat with Matthews is if Matthews goes, so does Nylander. Nylander's already said that, and he said it publicly. He's like,
okay,
rebuild
Nylander for Nemec. Now you're looking at
Jesse,
Nemec,
cooking with
Misa,
gas.
Reed, McKenna, Nyes.
Jesse, this is
Oh.
far too interesting.
I gotta fire up the PlayStation.
Yeah,
No.
you do.
We got some
GM
trades
Jesse,
to do.
you know what you should do for your next video? You should do a how Jesse Blake would handle this offseason and just go through it. And
Yeah, but am I agent of chaos or am I? Hey, this is probably boring.
if I'm the Leafs, this offseason, you try to get that Riley money off the books. You immediately give that plus maybe another $1.5 million to Darren Radish, and then so there's
Really?
I
Yeah.
think it's more than that.
it's gonna be $9 or $10 million for Radish. It is.
But that's the guy you want.
That's one of the guys. The other guy's
Okay.
Mario Ferraro. So you have Radish, Ferraro, McCabe, Tanev, Ekman Larson, and then not Philip Myers, but maybe a little bit of Ben Danford, a little bit of Simone Benoit. You know what I mean?
Steve, do you want Darren Radish on the Leafs? Do you want to be screaming in the LFR about Darren Radish?
and how he scored, and I'm happy about it.
Sure.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he'd fit it in on the Leafs?
A good right-handed shot defenseman, yes.
With no Morgan, and yeah, that's the right side.
Yeah.
Are you willing to pay what it's going to take to get Radish on the Leafs?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
I'm willing to overpay.
I'm willing
That's
to
what it's gonna
overpay. The
take.
Leafs should be willing to overpay going forward because the cap, if it goes up like this in perpetuity, I mean, what the cap has done its job, where it's tried to flatten everything out and make everyone more competitive. The more this goes up, the more you're hearing like, oh, this team's going to like struggle to get to the floor. Oh, this team is just intentionally not going to spend to the cap. The Leafs should spend to the cap every year because it's like the one advantage they have.
Mm-hmm.
They've been just spending like insane people on like
Baseball.
Well, like on baseball, but yeah, you're right. And it worked.
And they spend the cap in basketball.
Bloody didn't it?
They're going to spend the cap every year.
Right? It's the one advantage you have. If you don't have draft picks, which you don't have a ton of, trades are difficult to do, especially if parts of the league won't even answer your GM's friggin' phone call because they're pants shitting babies.
If they think that's bullshit.
Now, you got to spend to the damn cap.
Dom Lucian did an article on in The Athletic about Alex Tuck and about how if he gets the 10 or 11 million, it's probably $1 million or $2 million overpay. And in a few years, that contract might be harsh on your books. I look at that and I go, yeah, but I don't really care about years 4 and 5 of this 7-year deal or the 6-year deal. I don't give a shit. You need to do it now. And, if it's Toronto, Like, let's just be honest. Go out and be big spenders. If you can get Riley off the books, your cap now is at just over, I think they get 22 million. That puts them at 30. If Domi is on LTIR, that puts them at 34. So you got to spend. You got to spend. You got to.
If you're going to spend, you might as well spend it on something you haven't had for a generation. When was the last time they had like a right-handed defenseman worth talking about?
I know.
You're going back to like Luke Shen because he was the 5th overall pick.
Yep.
Mike Koska started the season next to Dion Phaneuf one year.
Yep.
Like, keep going. Keep going. Darren Radish would be the best right-handed Leafs defenseman since, and I'm going to throw a name out there, and then it's your job to name a better one since, Pavel Kubina.
Dmitry Yushkevich.
No. Yushkevich was before.
Oh, before.
Yeah,
Since then?
he said since, yeah.
Since Pavel Kubina.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
That's the bar.
Let me throw this at you. Left shot defenseman, Mario Ferraro, 27 years old. Toronto, Canada. Birthplace.
Oh, well, he's out.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like, can you not see how if you went and you got, like, literally just go and be like, okay, well, whatever they're out, what more do we need to spend? If I don't have to spend assets, do the Leafs give a shit about money? You can move money. You can always move money.
Listen, overspending in free agency used to be a death sentence. I don't think it is anymore. Do it.
I think that's got to be part of the solution here.
Do it.
And you know what? They do need to add in their top 6. I don't care what anyone says. Alex Tuck would be a value add to any team. If you could sell him on coming up here and you got to overpay, then spend it.
Spend the money, guys.
I get why Buffalo wouldn't do it. They got enough young guys that can.
I'm
move up into that
actually
spot.
of the opposite belief of you guys in terms of spending in free agency. I think the way to build your team is through the draft and trades.
I agree.
But they don't have time for that.
Trading is available to you right now. I don't think free agency is entirely the way you should go.
Okay, here, let's role play. I'm a guy with shit in his pants. You're John Chayka. So call me and try to make a trade.
Ring. Hello?
Hello? Who's this?
Am I John Chayka?
Yeah, you're John Chayka.
Hi.
Here, let's start.
Okay.
I'm just doing, oh, man, I think I have shit in my pants.
Ring.
Oh, hello?
Hi, this is John Chayka.
And I hang up the phone.
That's how you think the conversation
Yes, I think that's how the phone goes.
Thank you.
Oh, and I go, hey, I have shit in my pants. And also, can you believe that guy tried to get me to do my job? What a fucking asshole. That guy is. Can you believe that John Chayka called me on the phone? I can't believe that fucking guy.
You've talked to way too many people on the shitter, man. It's crazy. You're too good at that.
No, I just have kids.
Yeah, fair enough. Now let's talk a little bit about, unless you guys want to talk a little bit more Leafs roster construction here, because I wanted to get that in there. We haven't done that in a while. I want to talk Stanley Cup Final. I want to talk about the game on
Why?
Saturday.
What happened?
Well,
Greatest game ever watched.
it might be the greatest Stanley Cup game I've ever seen.
I almost called you guys, but I had too much to do. I was like, should we record the show Sunday?
No, it was crazy.
I know.
I'm kind of glad we didn't, because we got Larkin's teams, but you were right. It's like,
I don't know. Some people are going to be like, why did you wait so long? Well, we waited so long because it's Monday.
and it's also the game's not till tomorrow.
Right? By my count, at least 4 records were broken. And this is after the Friday show where I was like, growing up, I don't remember there being a new record broken every game. It's every game.
It's every game.
Literally every game of this cup final, a record has been broken.
And I think that says something. I think it says that it's been a very unpredictable road to the cup final.
Yes.
The teams that got there are doing things that they haven't normally done.
All of them. All the players, all the Marner, the depth of the Marner stuff is hilarious. Like the record breaking and everything, to the point of Chris Meany tweeted this. Mitch Marner completed his hat trick on a 91.44 mile an hour slap shot attempt. His hardest shot of the season. It was the hardest shot attempt resulting in a goal by a forward this postseason. and third hardest among all skaters.
Yeah.
It was Marner's hardest shot attempt since 2023.
Can I say this? We
Unbelievable.
always said he had a shot. We always said he had a shot. We wish to use it more.
Mitch Marner is the first player to score 3 goals in a period in a Stanley Cup Final game since Peter Forsberg, Game 2 of 1996.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
And
I'll,
I think
I'll handle chirping. Chirping's fine. Don't tell me I don't understand this player. Do not tell me I don't understand this player.
You don't understand him.
There was one night, it was early in the season, because Marner always fucking starts the season like this, where he's not shooting. And he's not shooting. And he's not shooting. And everyone's like, please shoot it. And he's like, I don't want to. And then he shoots it and he scores 2 goals that night. And we're like, Mitch, what the fuck? His hardest shot attempt since 2023?
Yeah. He can rip it, man.
Yeah, he can, and he never did. He has, as many goals in this playoff run as he's had in 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 combined. He fought to stay here. Block trades out of here. He wanted to be here. I don't know why.
No, I don't want to go there. But I think Kelly McCrimmon was right. I know Leaf fans got rankled about it. But I think he was right. And we said it on the show. This Vegas team is a far better team than whatever he played on in Toronto.
He's right. I just think Kelly McCrimmon's an asshole.
He is an asshole, but he's right. And it is, I mean, we said it here before Kelly McCrimmon said it.
Mm-hmm.
They structured their cap better than we did.
Yes. What? But like, what do you mean specifically?
I mean, specifically, the Leafs didn't pivot at trouble.
Well, what was trouble though?
The trouble was,
man, I just don't get the mystery here. what trouble? What was trouble?
I mean, they continually lost in the first round.
Yeah, but like they had these stars.
Uh-huh.
Was it that they made all the goddamn money?
40. Well,
Holy fucking
those 4
shit.
guys were half the cost of the roster, right?
2021 is when you probably should have done something. 2022 is when you had no excuse not to. 2023, it was too late.
Yep. But you know,
Too late.
I look at this.
This has been in the cards for years.
And that is why I think it's nice that as a Leaf fan, Brad did leave us with some good contracts. Those defensive contracts are good. Nyes' contract is real good.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph Wolf's contract's not bad either.
Sure.
So, you know, hey, if Brad did anything, it was re-signing his own guys. He did it right. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but this was the...
Just give it to him. No, don't asterisk it. We know what he did
I'm going
wrong.
to asterisk it. They just finished 5th last.
Now,
I'm not happy about it.
what
Can
was
I read?
amazing
Can
about
I read from the NHL just to cap Mitch Marner?
Oh, yeah.
What he did. So the NHL wrote this: Mitch Marner scored the fastest hat trick in Stanley Cup Final history, 6:10, besting the previous mark of 6:21 set 69 years ago by Maurice Richard.
Rocket Richard.
Holy shit.
Unbelievable, and became the first NHL player with 4 points in a period during the Stanley Cup Final. In the process, Marner also set a franchise record for points in a playoff year and broke Frank Mahalovich's mark, 27 in 1971 with Montreal for playoff points by a player in his first season with a franchise. Marner also attempted a penalty shot, has a long list of notes, and you click the link and there's more notes.
How many records was that?
This was like 4.
I had at least 5. Yeah.
And then
plus
in a
others.
Mitch Marner playoff game, a team loses a 4-goal lead. And they allow 3 of them. It's not Mitch's fault. And they allow 3 of them in 39 seconds.
Which was the fastest 3 goals scored by one team in Stanley Cup Final history.
Now,
it was another record.
The previous record was for the fastest 3 goals by one team in the final was 56 seconds, achieved more than 72 years ago by the 1954 Canadiens.
That's crazy.
Like,
we are
That's
watching
so
historic
crazy.
hockey.
Almost all of these records were set during some large war that North America was involved in.
Yep.
Like, it's insane.
And when all the NHL players had enlisted in the army.
Yeah, if it wasn't World War II, it was Korea. Some of them were World War I. Like, we're in a crazy era of hockey. And I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face.
Can I tell you something crazy about those goals?
Which ones?
The Carolina goals.
Yeah.
All 3 happened against all 3 different defense pairings of the Vegas Golden.
That's
Wow. I didn't realize that.
And the fact that they did it in 39 seconds, like it's what's crazy about that is that's obviously Tortorella going, damn it. All right, try this one. Damn it. All right, try this one.
Yeah.
Damn it. And getting it wrong all 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, the first goal goes in. Martinook scores. Like, I'll just go through it because I was streaming. I'm like, all right, well, they got on the board.
Yeah.
Whatever.
4-1.
Aho sends the
We've
sexiest
never
pass
seen
of
this
the
happen.
series to Taylor Hall. And he scores. And I go, oh. And even like Drew in my ear goes, oh. And I look at the clock. I go, there's more time left in this game than there was when Carolina was down 2-0 in game 2. Huh. And bang, they get another one right away, Jordan Stahl. I go, oh shit. Oh shit, it's a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
4-2, it felt like a game. I was like, oh, this is like real now.
Then
Carolina's
tying goal with 1:42 remaining in regulation helped their club become the second team in Stanley Cup Final history to erase a deficit of 4 or more goals, regardless of result. Overall, this is the second time in Stanley Cup Final history that there's been a tying goal in the final 2 minutes of regulation in consecutive games. Mark Stone scored it.
that's insane.
Every game in this series has now seen a tying goal in the last 10 minutes of regulation, a first in Stanley Cup Final history.
That's amazing.
Do you understand? I don't think you understand.
It's never happened.
Someone texted us and they were like, if Carolina wins this game, it's the greatest game in Stanley Cup Final history.
Mm-hmm.
I
And it had an argument.
I still think it might be.
It's up there.
They'd have to pull it off.
The
they gotta pull it
comeback.
Yeah.
A comeback needs to be completely pulled off, I think, for you to really put your Disney stamp on it. But it's up there.
Can I
How
just-
many records have we
Because
just
in the
talked
end,
about?
Vegas held the fort.
Well,
you know,
but
like they.
you're
they
right,
didn't-
but
they
I
didn't
would
break
you
it
not
down.
say for Vegas guys that like they held the fort? They didn't get crushed by a 4-goal comeback.
Yeah, that's what
the
I'm
Leafs
saying,
would have
you know?
fallen to fucking pieces, man.
Yeah,
That's what I think is so impressive. Yes, Carolina doing it, best game of all time for sure.
I thought Carolina
but like
was the better team
I
in
thought
overtime too.
I thought they were too.
Bussy was great.
That's the other thing I want to talk about.
Yeah,
You can't have
Adam, how isn't this your victory lap show?
I know. I didn't bring it up because I'm like, I want to see how long it takes him to bring it up.
You got a little ISO ball here for the guy who has been the biggest Freddie hater in the history of haters.
Dude, he's awful. He's awful.
Yeah,
like
'cause-
I'm so
'cause
sorry.
when you play a real team.
No, I think it's less about that.
Sorry, Senators are a very good team, and I'm not trying to diss the Senators. And there were close games. One of them went to double overtime. Senators were injured. If you think that was Brady Tkachuk at full health, well, you didn't see him lose his vision on the ice a couple of weeks beforehand, right? Brady going O's across the board and Stützle going O's across the board. You can't convince me those guys weren't hurt. Philadelphia, we're just lucky to be here.
Yeah.
And you know what? House money, great. Good for the Flyers, something to build on next season. Montreal should not have won Game 7, Round 1. Should not have won Game 6 or Game 7, Round 2. Should not. Dobish got them there. They squeaked. They got a win. And Freddie was bad in that first game. And everybody's like, no, lay off Freddie, lay off Freddie. Okay, all right.
And then he wins the next 4.
This is, as far as Carolina's path to the Cup, this is the easiest path they've ever had. And they've earned it.
They've 100.
They've earned it.
The one thing
because
I'll
they
push
finished
back there,
fucking first.
They absolutely earned it.
And, and so I'm not trying to take that away, but my thing was always when you have a legitimate team, like a legitimate attacking team, like the way that the Florida Panthers were. Panthers were never going to outshoot Carolina last year, but they are ruthlessly efficient when they get a shot.
How about this? Freddie Anderson's been terrible for the majority of the season. And people forget this.
And people forget he's been majority terrible in the playoffs, man.
Carolina was a first place team. Anderson lost more games than he won in the regular season. He was 16, 14, and 5 with an 874.
Yep.
That's not an NHL goaltender. Not anymore. What?
Yep.
Game 1 of the playoffs comes. He starts and we're like, that's an insane decision, but okay, go ahead. And it worked. For 4 games, it worked.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4 games in part because of him. And then the next 4 games in part because of him. And then the next 5 games in part because of him.
I wouldn't hang my season on Freddie Anderson.
He's got
no
an
way.
8-15 through 3 games, and that doesn't include 2 disallowed goals. Or is it 3?
3 disallowed goals. 3. It was 2 in that game alone.
Yeah.
Listen,
guys, you have to go to Bussy game 4.
he was.
You
By
have
the way, let's say Jess Bussy looked good.
Bussy was unreal.
Sharp.
I thought he had a really good, period. And
Guy hasn't played in 2
3
months.
Periods, right?
Sorry?
A period and a half.
no,
Because
he
the
faced
two-
more shots than
yeah,
Anderson.
Yeah, like Bussy was in there for a lot of the game.
you're right.
Anderson
Yeah.
faced 16
Double-
shots. Bussy,
Yeah.
Bussy faced 19.
There's 2 OTs in there. I thought, for not playing for so long, Bussy, he's my game 4 starter. And the Mitch Marner goal to cap it on the 4.
Oh my god.
This can't.
The 4-0
what the
goal
fuck?
in that second period, 3:09 remaining in the second period. Mitch Marner's coming up. You got to take us down.
Where
Yeah,
he's
thank you.
shooting from?
This slap shot from way above the face-off dot, the circle. This can't in any reality go in.
Make it
It's
stick.
unacceptable that this goes in the net. And at that point, if you're Brindamore, you say Bussy's going in, and he made the right call in that moment. 'Cause it's unacceptable.
He didn't make the right call for 3 minutes and 8 seconds, though. He let him finish the period.
yeah.
So I guess
But I think he
Bussy's
knew.
not going in completely cold.
Yeah. He knew, I think, at that moment, that slap shot, that this is Bussy's game here, and it might be Bussy's series for the rest of it.
Or
It should be.
what if Anderson's here's the world. Anderson's good. He's good. Vegas has his number. They so clearly have his number. If he's one-on-one with a shooter, it's going in. That's what we've seen for 3 games. You cannot go back to him.
I would argue that Vegas had a tougher matchup in Utah, who they dispatched in 6 games, in Anaheim than they dispatched in 6 games, than Carolina has had to this point in the playoffs, until they hit Vegas.
And people would say Vegas has had it relatively easy.
They have not. Utah was very good early. Anaheim, get fucking ready. If you are still doubting the Ducks, watch the fuck out. They are going to be huge. They're going to be.
Look at all that fucking net,
And,
Freddie.
and yeah, I know.
Holy shit.
This
dude.
is the thing. Like I just.
That's awful. That's bad goaltending.
And again, it comes down to the high leverage games, and they weren't playing any.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from Marner. I'm not.
No.
I'm not. Well, you think all the goals that Wayne Gretzky scored in the 80s were good?
No, they're not.
Go back and watch the footage. It's laughable. Literally laughable.
They didn't know how to butterfly.
Yeah, just hit the net.
Yeah. Yeah, go watch all of Gretzky's goals and all of Ovechkin's, and you tell me which one's more impressive.
Yeah.
It's Ovi's, by the way, just in case. But it doesn't matter. You can only score in the era you're in.
Yep.
You can only score in the game that you're in.
Now,
Marner
people
scored
look
in
at
this
that-
one.
No,
it's a
people-
well-placed shot.
But you know what people are going to do? This is going to get clipped. It's going to go online. And what'll happen is people
I
are going to
don't
be like,
fucking care.
look at that. It was just Marner with great accuracy. Freddie has the angle.
You're allowed to stop accurate shots.
You are. And you know what? On the other side of it, too, not to just go hard on Freddie, Carter Hart could have mixed in a save in the third period.
They were both awful.
Fell to pieces, but was able to hold the fort.
He did make a couple good saves,
In
but no, they're both.
overtime, he had some
He was great.
saving saves.
Yes. And so did Butsy.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it was an own goal.
Yeah.
Now, was it Martinook or was it just off the end boards? Because in the video, I said off the end boards, but I think it might have been Martinook.
I don't know. It went off. I thought it went off.
Yeah, I thought it was
Freddie.
body in front.
Oh, or
Bussy.
Oh, it was Bussy. Excuse me. Not Freddie. What am I saying?
You just, a goal went in and you assume it was Freddie.
Well, can I just say this?
No. Is it anti-Freddie?
When it comes to Freddie, like,
Yes, it is. Okay.
it's not that he isn't an NHL goalie. It's that when you're playing a great team, which I
Martinook
would,
doesn't touch it, by the way. It goes right off the end boards and then off the back of Bussy.
like
Sucks.
like Montreal's a team on the rise. Buffalo's a team on the rise. Like, these teams are teams on the rise, right? Ottawa's a team on the rise, and they just couldn't put it together this year, right? Injuries, goalie, whatever. Carolina did not really have anything close to what they're facing now. The fact that Carolina, or think about this, Carolina are getting outshot. When the fuck does that
I
happen?
know. Well, how about mix in a goal when you don't, when you're not cheating for offense?
For the Canes? Yeah.
Right? Because like what they've done in games 2 and 3 it's incredible what they've been able to do with the comebacks. It'd be killer if you weren't down 4-0.
Yep.
It was nice to see Svetch get a goal.
Yeah.
But like that line needs to.
Stylistically, this is a nightmare for Carolina.
Yeah.
They've come up against the perfect team to beat them the way they play hockey. It's a man-to-man defense that they play all the time when they're in the defensive zone. But Vegas is so skilled at just throwing the puck around the zone that the man-to-man, they can just beat it. You know, they can just skate around and pass around it. So Vegas is able to hold their offensive challenges. And then along the boards, all of these puck battles, Carolina's consistently losing them when they're trying to get their offense set up, where they're usually able to win those board battles and then get a bunch of shots on goal. And we see normal Carolina hockey games that how they usually go. Vegas is able to limit that defensively. So just this matchup is really hard for them, and they're finding ways to fight through when they are cheating for offense. But when they're cheating for offense that badly, you get instances where Marner's coming down on a breakaway by himself and Freddie Anderson's letting in a goal.
Really interested to see what they do in game 4, because William Carrier left the game and didn't return. I thought he's been really effective on the forecheck. He's getting a piece of guys. He's been really good. On that note, Braden McNabb playing over half an hour in a game where his nose looked like it was surgically sewn back on.
Yeah, that was
He looked
crazy.
like a Disney character who's like an evil person. They don't have a nose because it got like ripped off in some battle or something.
Well, Masters of the Universe came out, Skeletor.
Dude, I hate to make everything about the damn Leafs, but the only other time I can think of a player getting his nose basically sewn back on was Daryl Boyce.
Oh, yeah.
It was such a freak accident. He fell face first into the camera square and basically got his nostril ripped off. And this was one of the craziest things. No one remembers this because they're not as chronically online as me. James Myrtle tweets, he's like, well, it'll be interesting to see who comes in the lineup for the next game. And Daryl Boyce responded to him on Twitter and said, who said I'm not playing? And then he fucking played.
That's a great line.
Nails. No, that was a regular season game because the Leafs sucked back then. But McNabb coming back, cage on his face and everything, being a factor, rocking Taylor Hall. Holy shit. Nails. Completely nails performance.
So what happens in game 4?
Well, I don't know who comes into the lineup for Carolina if Carrier's not there.
Bussy's playing. We just assume Bussy.
I think it's such a massive mistake if you don't have Bussy in. And if you lose game 4, it's too late.
Yeah.
Probably, unless we see something else unprecedented, which I wouldn't put it past. Here's what I called out during the stream. And it's eerie how easy this is to predict. It's been 3 games of this now.
What is it?
3 games where Carolina comes out of the gate and they're dictating the play, but they're not. Vegas is rope-a-doping. Shots were, I think, 7-2 after the first.
Someone was saying, we were chatting that, Vegas, Carolina's looking really good. They're taking it to Vegas. And I was like, no. They're playing exactly into Vegas's hand here.
Go watch all 3 games of the series. They've all gone the exact same way. Where, like, I'm sure you go into the locker room, you've gotten 2 shots as Vegas. You're probably not feeling good about that. You held Carolina to 7. Did they ever look dangerous even though they were quote-unquote outplaying you? No. Second period begins. Mark Stone scores in the first minute. I know it was disallowed. Then there's another one, I think, shortly after. Yeah, that one's disallowed. But again, they're running you through the boards. And then they scored 6 goals.
6 goals. Whether they counted or not, it's 6 goals behind your goalie.
Yeah, and they discovered Carolina's weakness when Frederik Andersen's in net and that's allowing shots. Like, I hate to be a hater here. Dude, he's been awful. You can't go back to that well.
Yeah.
Vegas has outplayed Carolina badly, I think, in each second period in the series. At the end of the day, a huge part of the story is Carolina needs a save.
Yeah.
They need a save. This is the first real adversity you could argue that they've faced in these playoffs where you need to win games where you're not the better team. And Carolina hasn't acquired that skill because they've so often been the better team, which is, am I really labeling this as a criticism? I don't know, but you're not, it's the Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah.
You're not always going to be the better team. It's weird that you were in the Eastern Final. You're not always going to be the better team, and you've got to find a way to weather those storms. Yeah, ironic. They haven't been able to do it.
I think
if they're going to have a chance in the series, they're going to have to weather a few.
If Brind'Amour went to Anderson and it went poorly, that would be an unforgivable decision. So I think his hand is just forced where he has to go to Bussy because the other way, it's just you can't have that result.
You can't be wrong about Freddie Anderson in game 4.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't
have to at least try the other option because right now, if he is how he looked in that game, you're not going to win.
there's always going to be revisionism. Like if you go to Bussy and he's bad, oh man, you know, Freddie was the guy who got you there and you blinked. He's been awful this series. He's been so awful. And, you know, we had that conversation about Anthony Stollers earlier. Like Freddie only played 34 games and he was terrible. He was terrible. 36 with an extensive injury history. He got hit in the head in this game and then allowed 4 more goals after it. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's incredibly hard miles on that body. And like, I think it is worth mentioning he's playing with a heavy heart as well. Right?
It's true.
That is part of it. Sure.
And that's awful.
Yeah, of course.
That's awful.
I think,
but they're not rescheduling the games.
They're not. And I think they're, you know, here's the thing about Freddie in Toronto, as I remember, is he would overplay. If they asked him, he'd say, I'm ready.
Yep.
He's always going to tell you he's ready. And that is a great thing to get from a player. But at a certain point, a coach has got to recognize that. So I think Bussy's in. I think
he looked absolutely incredible.
Can I tell you, I'm really surprised at how Jake Slavin's looked and not looked in this series. There's been some times that were one of those Freddie goals where I was like, man, Slavin is on that. That was game 2. Slavin is on this defenseman. And they stretch Freddie across, or on the forward, I think it was Howden. And he gets away from Slavin and past Freddie. I'm like, that never happens. What's going on there?
He hasn't been an enormous factor. Vegas has had more poise, and they lost it. Like as Carolina started to score goals,
they did.
You're starting to see them bobble it and make weird passes and weird decisions. But generally speaking, it's Carolina forcing it a bit more. But if you want to talk about how ridiculous this Cup final has been, a team has gotten a 2-0 lead in each game so far, and they've lost all of them. That doesn't happen.
Never.
It's so silly. It's such good hockey. It is not great news for this series is going to be boring crowd.
No, it's not. It's great. It's
also
been fun.
The TV rating crowd. Why do you give a shit about TV ratings?
Also, the TV ratings are like really high in the
They've
States.
been unbelievable because the games are now on ABC, and just being on cable is something that the NHL hasn't had the opportunity to do for 20 years when they're signed to all those other outdoor life network deals that they had. So it's been fantastic for the NHL.
I'm sure
and the games have been amazing.
I'm sure the Canadian ratings are down, but like the Oilers were in it the last 2 years. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. And the best thing for the game is having good games.
Yes.
That's how you build the person-to-person narrative about like, oh my God, you see double OT hockey on a Saturday night? Like, this has been fantastic for the growth.
And what's your solution? Oh man, the NHL should have rigged it.
I think it was like
they should have had New York and LA in the finals.
I think they said $4.8 million for game 2 in the States. $4.8 million.
Yeah.
That's huge.
They've been watching a good product.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
And like, yeah, that game 3 is only going to drive more people to want to watch game 4 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not game 1, but there have been stretches where it's like, see, I told you the series was going to be boring. And then followed by the most psychotic hockey you've ever friggin' seen.
That first period on Saturday, you're probably like, oh, it's boring. Look at that. And then the most historic game we've had in so long.
Like, yeah, first period was not great, and then it was a 4.5 hour hockey game where
everything happened.
10, 12 records were broken.
Yeah, like the guy whose face was on the rally towel scored a hat trick.
Yeah,
a natural hat trick,
like
a record breaking.
What else could you ask for?
No, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's great stuff.
Fun.
All right, well,
this is the 10th straight playoff that Mitch Marner has disappointed me.
We will. We will. Oh my God. He didn't disappoint you in that Boston series in 18 where he's blocked the shot with his face at the end of the game. That was
2019
or 19. He was amazing in that series. He's amazing. I maintain that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was at that fucking game and it was great.
So was I. I had 5, 6, 7 of them.
Stop it. All right. We'll leave it there. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Steve streaming game 4 tomorrow night right here on SDPN. See you then.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.